Mm-hmm. All right, I'm over here.
Okay.
Waiting on y'all.
All right.
Amira.
I don't hear you.
I hadn't said nothing.
Why it sounds so far away today? Oh.
Is it better?
Yeah, that's better.
All right.
Hey, Joanne.
Hi, Amira. How are you?
I'm amazing.
I'm gonna have to come over there today before I leave.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah, since I told Patricia wanted to see. Hey, Nizm.
Hello.
She wanted me to come out to the roundup. I told her I can't. I said I'm in quarantine.
I'm still looking rough from last night. I'm exhausted still.
You mean this morning? Because it started this morning.
You have to keep correcting me. I keep saying that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So my daughter came with me.
I need this COVID stuff to be over so I can travel freely.
I'm telling you, look, I don't. When I'm gonna get to see you?
I'm taking my first flight this coming weekend to my sister.
Okay.
Because you know she's in Maine. Well, it's because I'm working. Because you know my sister is running for political office out there, so I'm doing her shots.
Okay.
So that's more so for family. But
you paused.
I plan on being in Houston this year. I had a whole lot of yeah.
Hey, Tony.
And you know, because I work in municipal government. Hey, Tone.
Hey, hey, everybody.
Because I work in municipal government, I have to move kind of cautiously.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
I found it on
just
her
sucks not. I was so happy to see some of these staters in person yesterday.
I know, right? That's the only way we get to see them.
Yeah, it was great to just see people. Exactly.
I'm here, y'all, but I gotta turn the camera off. I'm trying to get.
Oh, what we eating? What we eating, Tony? What we eating?
Yeah, carbs, Tony. What we got over there?
I'm cooking for the day. I mean for the week. We got some jerk chicken and tacos for today.
Okay.
Okay.
So
go ahead, shoot me that address.
I was gonna say, what's the address? I'm on my way.
Right.
I don't want nobody to talk about mom hungry, none of that. So shut up, boy. Yeah. Over here, but I'm here just in the background, and after I do this, I gotta head right off to the rink. So I'm like multitasking.
Hello.
Hello.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Is that our skate critic?
No, but I was at you. Who is this?
I'm messing with you. It's Eric.
Oh, No,
I'm
my
from-
name's Joanne. I'm from Minnesota.
How are you, John? I was
I'm
just messing
good.
with you.
That's okay.
Because I just saw the glasses.
I always
Yeah.
put on these. I can't see
Yeah,
where the
I have mine on. I'll take them off after all the seeing is over. And we
Right.
can just speak.
I'm
Listen,
getting
you know-
old. I have to wear these
Yeah,
so I can
listen,
focus.
I don't say we're getting older. You know what it is? We're more seasoned. That's all.
There it is.
We're seasoned, so we need accessories.
That's correct. Absolutely.
There we go. Yeah, I can't believe it when I say my age out loud. 58 years old.
Hey, I'll be
It-
58 this year too.
There you go. Look, welcome to the club.
All
you know,
right.
they
Make
say
me feel young.
that's it. Listen,
Uh-oh.
every older person was young once, but not every younger person gets to be older.
That's
So-
right.
At
Very
each-
true.
That's the
Very true.
God's truth. I'm
And
blessed.
I'll be honest with you, I contributed to skating. It's what's kept my youth.
There we
Yep.
go.
If I didn't
Listen,
skate, who knows what I'd look like.
Listen, for real. And you know what? By the grace of God, I'm not gonna find out because I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep.
Not
I'm gonna
till the-
literally
Amen to
go.
that.
Yeah, till the wheels come off. And this is the thing
The
I've
wheels
learned.
fall off. That's right.
Yeah. I've learned through the years that when they say a body in motion stays in motion, a body at rest stays at rest, skating is the greatest example of that. When you see someone who used to skate regularly stop and come back, you can see, unless they're a personal trainer of some sort, there's no other activity that's gonna get them moving and breathing and feeling like skating does. And at the end of the day, I haven't seen a skater yet stop for at least a year, get back to where they were. They might become a different version of themselves. They might become proficient again, but they never quite get back to where they were and when they skated regularly. And then the second thing is, everyone who stops skating, they get bigger and older quickly. Every single one. And that being said, they said to any fool can learn from their own mistakes. It takes a wise person to learn from the mistakes made by others. I'm not going to call it a mistake, but the data's in, the surveys have been taken, the polls have been conducted, and it's about not stopping. So I'm going to keep going.
As you should.
There you go. There you go.
You got to remember that when you're skating around every single day, even though you are sweating and everything, you have one other thing that contributes to your workout, and that's the fact that you have 2 to 3 pounds on each foot. You are constantly lifting your legs, and you have ankle weights on. And I don't know about you guys, but when I skate, I don't skate for an hour. I don't do no 45-minute workout. I'm in them for 6 hours, 5 hours, 9 hours.
There we go. There we go.
And by the time I'm finished, that next day, if it's a weekend skate, especially come Monday, I might have to hibernate for a couple of days. I'll wore myself out.
Yes,
And
that's
come
it.
Wednesday, I'm at it again. You
There you
know,
go.
so when I think about what I put my body through, when I think about all the torn cartilage and busted up hands and knees and what I put my body through, I'm surprised I'm still able to walk.
Mhm.
But
Awesome.
I'm in shape. I'm 56 years of age. I'm doing things that youngsters can't do, And I rock this gray hair for a reason now. To be honest with you, for a long time, I was cutting my hair. I was shaving my head bald because I couldn't fathom the thought that I had gray hair. But when I was out there skating, and everybody thought I was a little bit younger than I was, I started having to say, listen, I need to represent for the people out there that have been doing this for a long time. And I started rocking this salt and pepper for a reason. And it was solely because I get out there and I still do this. I still hit sit spins. I still do alphas. I still do a lot of moves that a lot of these youngsters are out there doing. I need to let them know that I still got it.
There we go.
That's right.
There we
Absolutely.
go. Yeah, and you know what I find that our predecessors may not have understood to the degree we do because of the proliferation of technology and the visuals is the fact that we are like LeBron James. We are the ones showing how far you can go effectively. And
Yep.
again, it's about continuity. It's about not stopping. And people don't get a chance to we don't get a do-over in life. Life is a series of one-shot deals. So I can't go back to the beginning and say, let me not skip this year or this session or this season. And when I share with people I haven't been adult roller skating. I haven't been off my skate longer than 2 weeks since the last weekend in August of 1978. I tell them, do you know what goes into that? First of all, you have to be breathing. Then you have to be in good enough shape to get to a rink if there is a rink for those of us that skate inside. Then you have to have the equipment, you have to have the time, you have to have the desire. It's so many things that go into that, but it starts with the fact that we're blessed to be breathing in and out and to be upright. Because I have friends where they're slipping bedpans up under them. So they're here, but not quite, if you know what I'm saying. Not to the, it's a different, context matters. I'm not just here, I'm here. Like, you know, like what he said
Real
about,
present. Yep.
yeah, real present and still relevant, effective. And we're representing and setting, we're setting the bar, if you will. And that bar moves forward every day when we hit these age marks. And I wasn't really big on age years ago. And I'm not really big on it now from the standpoint of age, just for the sake of age. I'm big on it from the standpoint of all that goes into living to a certain point. Like I read this thing that said, everyone you meet knows something you don't know. So that being said, somebody at 20 knows things I don't know at 58. But one thing I can unequivocally say when I meet any 20-year-old, they don't have experience breathing in and out for 58 years. So they have to they have to navigate a lot just to get to this point. And then we'll see what that looks like for them. But I know what it looks like for me. And I also know how much I control the narrative in regards to what I eat, my mindset, and my activities, and what I surround myself with. So that part of the journey, I'm gonna do due diligence. I'm gonna do the best I can. And I'm gonna push it as far as I can push it. And I'm grateful I'm not doing it like a white knuckle thing, like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop fatalistically. And, you know, like I'm not doing it to, you know, and I'm air quoting the word prove. I'm not doing it to prove anything to anybody. I'm doing it because it's sincerely my passion. It's what I love doing. So I'm blessed. They say if you can do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. So what I do in skating is not work for me. It's just a way of life. It's a big part of life. So it's my passion. It's my mission, my purpose. And I'm grateful to be here. Yeah.
Beautiful. I wanted to say something. I didn't get a chance to speak yesterday to everyone, but I really wanted to congratulate everybody for being a part of this project. I personally think it is, it's a historical piece. I think that, you know, seeing as our stories are from all around the world, these are stories that don't really get a chance to be told, and connect with the community that's new to this. Because a lot of them out there, you know, you got TikTok, you got all of these other forms, these social media forms that are making influencers out of some of these youngsters. And we didn't have that back in the day. You know, when I rapped to a girl, I had to have game. You know, I couldn't go DM them or something like that. And, you know, I couldn't change my statement. I had the first line that came out of my mouth had to be a good one, or else I blew it. Same thing with what we're doing right now. What we're doing right now is we are connecting with a group of people that have no idea what we went through to get where we're at. To being able to do some of the things that we do. They're skating and they're doing some things. They're scooting around on their skates and they're on TikTok and Facebook and all these other social media outlets looking like they're doing something, but they ain't doing nothing like what we do. They ain't got what we got. They don't have those sit spins. They don't have that choreography that I done worked 50 years on. They don't have what we have. And this book, this outlet, any videos that we do is going to let them know, hey, we come from a dying breed. You know, we come from we are stallions. We are mentors. And that's why it's very important for me to teach. I'm very much into each one, teach one, because I see people out there struggling, people that when I was back in the day, back in the 80s, when I was trying to skate, I didn't have anybody walk up to me and say, hey, listen, you should try it this way. You know, you out of control. You know, I had to break I had to injure myself in order to learn sit spins. I had to injure myself in order to learn alphas and splits and all of those things. And now that I'm able to, because of my experience, go up to some of these new skaters and say, hey, listen, this is going to take you forever if you keep trying it that way. You need to try it this way. They have no idea the leaps and bounds that they're going to go through, how fast they're going to progress because they have us mentors. So everybody that's on this forum right now, make sure that you pass on what you've been gifted with. Do not sit back and just look at people and say, hey, look at that over there, or man, they terrible or whatever. No, you go over there and you grab their hand and you baby step them into greatness, because that's our role, that is our responsibility, and we must make sure that they don't get discouraged and quit doing something that's going to change their life like it has changed ours.
Well said.
That's good.
Yes.
Check this out. Let me take over. Let me kind of give y'all a brief overview of what we're getting ready to do. Y'all are getting ready to go live with me on Facebook. So I put a note in the comments. If you were not an author in the book, somehow you got the link by accident. There's probably about 10 people in the waiting room, and I'm trying to let all of the authors, like, I know y'all by name now. Like, I know James Rich is Buckwild. I know Eric is the upside. You got to turn your camera horizontal instead of vertical, too.
Like this?
That's so much better.
It's mine or hers you're talking about?
No, yours.
You good now.
I'm good?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There you go. You were sideways.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You was busting the move.
I was busting the move.
You on mute.
Who's on mute? Me?
Amira.
Oh, Amira. Okay.
You gotta unmute your. But you're
gonna share it to my page. You're gonna send me a share.
Yeah, I'm gonna tag you in it once we are live.
I don't know what Leo. Okay, Leo's in.
Leo's in. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see anybody else that was on yesterday. If they
I was
do
supposed
get
to
on,
be on yesterday, but I was catching a flight. I'm in Houston now, so
okay.
I'm Joanne, by the way. Amira, tell him who I am because he doesn't know me. I don't think
He doesn't know you, Joanne. But
I know.
Hold on one second. Rockin' Richard, can you send me the link? 1 second. Richard is trying to get in.
Under what name?
Oh my God.
So the whole point of what we do on Sundays, Book Talk Live, is to bring awareness to the world of who y'all are and what y'all actually do. So
you say actually do, what does that mean?
Huh?
In context, actually do.
In the skaters world, because a lot of people, like, I do it every Sunday. We do the show. It's called Book Talk Live. So since y'all just finished y'all book, y'all are officially authors. We publish this show and stream it. And there's a lot of people from all over the world, from Europe, from Canada, from Africa, from South America, that are going to tune in. And this is a chance to bring more awareness, as y'all was saying, to the culture that y'all actually have. Yeah.
Cool. This call differs from yesterday's in the fact that you're putting it on in that live format on Facebook, and it's reaching a wider audience. Is that what you're saying?
Somewhat.
Okay.
What we did yesterday was launched it so that more of an intimate feel, friends and family, to get y'all to number one.
Right.
And what we're doing today is bringing awareness to the fact that y'all are actually number one.
Okay, thank you. And
good afternoon, everyone.
I'm blown away by this. You guys have no idea. I never in a million years would have thought that I was going to become an author of a best-selling book. And you guys don't know, my head's a little bit bigger today, so.
But
you're not the only one. Trust me, you're not the only one.
Hey Ray, that was a great suggestion you had to challenge each of us to purchase 5, if not 10 copies of the ebook. I actually personally took you up on that. I got my 10 copies.
I got 10.
I'm going to actually mention that if at any point I'm able to speak. So that was great, because the cost is not exorbitant, but beyond the cost, I was taught by one of my mentors, instead of worrying about what it costs you to do something, think about what it costs not to do it.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
you don't have to share that little secret that
Ow.
me challenging y'all, because now you sharing my secrets.
Uh-oh.
Trust me.
No, I'm not talking about I'm gonna share it on this forum. I'm saying just in general.
In general, yeah.
Yeah.
Now we've done this 18 times now. Y'all are the 18th book. We are at 82 #1 best-selling authors total.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Wow.
That makes me
I've
feel
heard some
good.
great things
Now,
from
you
Amira,
guys
for
know,
sure.
by the time you got to us, you were pros at this.
Something like that.
Yeah.
You knew what you were doing.
Yeah,
He's
something
like Betty
that.
Crocker. They always come back for more.
Amira was talking to me about as well as Ice from Philly was talking about the chance of this going to the Smithsonian.
That's
The
on
Smithsonian Museum.
Amira is a big dreamer and a big achiever.
Amira is not a big dream. She dreams big and does big.
That's why I said a big
Everybody
dreamer and a
knows
big
I'm
achiever.
extra.
Well, I was talking to Amira as well as Ice from Philly. Amira, is it okay if I say something about what we talked about?
Sure. Yes, Henry.
Okay, first and foremost, this book is a historical book.
Give it for nothing, babe.
Okay, let me send it to you again.
So first and foremost, this book is a historical book. It should be in the Smithsonian Museum Library. It should be in it. Amira has I believe she has an original copy of that book, and that book needs to be sealed, and that book needs to be preserved because that book is a part of history. That book is from skaters from all around the world that have been doing this for a long time, that are big influencers in the skate world. And we're talking about influencers again before social media. So that book needs to be preserved. A second book needs to be introduced. That is the first book hot off of the press from the author. And she said, we talked to the author about this as well. That book needs to be preserved as well. And we need to get a letter of authenticity that is signed by every single author in the book. And that one, along with the very first book that Amira has to have a letter of authenticity as well, so that that book can go to the Smithsonian and have it as a original first copy, authentic special edition. That's what makes that book special. That's what probably will get the Smithsonian to accept that book into their museum. Third, we need to have one book, the third book, the second one off the press, the third book that's made, signed by every single person in the book. It needs to be inked. Their chapter needs to be signed, and that book should go to every single museum that is a skate museum. It should go on tour so that it can be seen by every single person that goes to the skate museums around the world and any other museum that has historical facts and figures, so that we can make sure that it takes its place in history as well. There also needs to be a video made, and that video needs to be made that has each person that's in this book that is skating in, that has written a chapter, that is a skater skating in this video, so that it can be shown at the museums in the book tour as well. So that people, when they walk up and they see this book, they see the signatures in the book, they see the letter of authenticity of the authors in the book. They also see videos of the skaters in the book doing what they do best in their natural element where they grew up. Like, I'm the Venice Beach skater. You need to have video footage of me skating in Venice, doing what I do, old footage, middle footage, new footage, as well as every other skater in the book, so that they know we're the real deal.
Well, let's touch on that after we end this interview. It looks like it's about 10 of y'all on now. Well, 10 of us total.
How many authors are in the book, sir?
25 of y'all.
25.
Yeah. So let me get us set up to go live on Facebook.
Before we go live, I want to say with all due respect to LeBron James, I see we have the king on here. That's right. I said it. How you doing?
State
King.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, there's only one king on here. Look, it's one queen and one king.
Okay, so have you shared it to me?
Not yet. Not
Okay.
yet.
What's going on, people?
There he is in living color.
How you doing, family?
Excellent. Excellent with a
Good.
capital E.
Good to see you guys and get to participate with this amazing, momentous occasion and to be a part of this extraordinary affair.
There you go.
I'm actually looking forward to meeting all of you in person. I really feel honored to be a part of this because I've only been skating for about 5 years, but I've, of course, acclimated myself in a great way and delve into the culture and try my level best to amount to something that would be worthy of being called a skater. So it's a privilege and a pleasure to be a part of this.
Sugar Ray, have you shared it yet?
Not yet. I'm
Okay.
still getting it ready. We're almost there.
Okay.
All right, y'all ready?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So if I see anybody else come in that's supposed to be on here, I will let them in. Miss Strawberry, you're gonna have to share your screen, otherwise we can't see you. You won't show up in the video. If y'all don't have your video on, you won't show up on the live call. All right, let's go.
Y'all hear me?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are live. It is a little bit after 3 o'clock Central Standard Time. We are live for another episode of Book Talk Live. Today I'm joined by a few of the amazing authors from the most recent book release, The Evolution of Skating. 25 phenomenal authors, all legends in the skate world. And today we're here to talk about their stories and share a little bit of insight into the culture that you probably been sleeping on for a minute. So how y'all doing today?
Amazing.
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 There we go.
Pretty
there
good.
we go.
Pretty good.
Yeah, we good. I'm loving it, man. I had the chance to I'll say intimately get to know y'all stories. Amira is a guru when it comes down to getting things to those extremely minute details, right? And you can ask her. I'm not the detail person, so it was definitely a fun challenge bringing the history to life. So I will kind of ask, Amira, tell us a little bit about yourself. And I want to get everybody to go around, introduce yourself, and just share a little bit about your story. Maybe keep it within about 30 seconds. And I know some of y'all got 30, 40 years worth of history behind y'all. So, but it's so many of y'all, I want to make sure everybody has a chance. So if we can do that, everybody introduce themselves.
I'm Amira Palmer. I'm a serial entrepreneur. So I have multiple businesses, but my passion is roller skating, which brought this project to life. So through my love of history and artistry, I connected with Ice from Philly, and we collaborated on bringing this project to life. So my skate history is short, y'all. So it's not about me skating, it's about what I know.
There you go. All right. Who's next?
I'll go
Good
next.
afternoon. No, go ahead.
No, please.
No, sir. Gentleman's honor. Go right ahead.
My name is James Rich, aka Buck Wild. I'm a Venice Beach skater. I've been skating since 1981. I've traveled all around the world. I've done movies, TV, commercials, you name it, from bar mitzvahs all the way to live performances for corporate events. I have a passion for skating that goes 45 years plus. And as a matter of fact, I said I've been skating since about 81. I'm about to go skate as soon as I get out of this meeting. I'm headed to the rink. I'm headed to a hard floor. And I'm about to get my boogie on. So, hey, you guys, let's get down. Next.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Leonardo Butler. I'm an amazing entrepreneur, several businesses here in Houston, Texas, a Florida native. Skated as a child briefly from age 8 to maybe 12, got out of it, returned to it about 5 years ago, and it's been amazing. I have experienced some of the greatest things in my life, just experiencing the culture here in Texas, traveling around to many, many different skate events and learning all the wonderful moves and things that we do as skaters. So it's been amazing being reintroed to the skate life. Pleasure meeting everyone. Looking forward to seeing you personally and meeting you one-on-one. Skate love.
You got to give them your skate name too.
Well, my skate name is Skate King. I'm not the king of skating, but I'm a king that skates.
There it is.
Qualified.
So I'll go next. Name's L. David Stewart. By day, serial entrepreneur, businesses in 3 states, 2 countries, PhD candidate. Reason I'm here, I'm a skater known as Nizm. JB skater, been skating 32 years, JB skating 20, member of Suicide Kings. Also the maker of the song Skate Music. Happy to be considered amongst greats that many people I've watched, and just love skating. Skating has been an outlet and it's meant a lot to me, and it's kind of a blessing to be able to be here today.
Absolutely. It's out of Strawberry, Quad 1, and Eric.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Leo White, better known as Quad 1 or Clyde. Known for skating on my one wheels. I'm an entrepreneur / inventor, about to come out with my own line of skates real soon, and looking to change. Well, if we're going to change and elevate the skate game to another element or another dimension, because the skates I'm coming out with is going to be something that is going to pique raise the eyebrows of other folks. Looking forward to meeting everybody like soon. I've been skating for 46 years straight, nonstop, through college, everything, skating competition, everything, all that stuff. So that's just a little bit about it.
Okay. There you go. And I can't wait to start talking about some of y'all's specific skate styles, because that's something that people need to know. I guess I'll say I'm newly initiated into the learning of it. All right. You got Strawberry. Look like you ready?
Yeah, let me check. Okay, can y'all hear me?
We can hear you. We can't see you.
Okay.
There you
shoot,
go.
okay, there we go. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Strawberry.
Yeah, I'm Strawberry Perez, aka Berri Blanco. Been in the game for about 35, 37 years, skating out of New York. I'm actually continuing to expound on my passion for roller skating, clothing line, parties with celebrities, teaching skate finessing with celebrities. I developed my own technique. I was taught by the best. I was around the best. Few people in Atlanta, also with Bill Butler, and just found my way. It took me a minute, moved back up north, so I'm here to stay and continue what I love to do, and that's impact the skate world. So that's not going to change. That's my career. That's my real life. So my little 9 to 5, yeah, they know already. I'm already walking down those aisles, roller skating in my head. They already know. They know they ain't gonna get no work out of me like that because I'm dreaming big. So when I leave work, that's when the magic happens. So I'm just here to impact.
There it is.
Hi, Eric.
Eric, you on mute, man. Eric giving us the whole lecture.
I'm on mute. No, I'm trying to figure out if you can hear me. That's
Yeah,
first
we
and
can hear you
foremost.
now.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Eric Kenneth Alston. That's right, my whole government. They said, "What's your skate name?" They call me Toe Eric, but if I had a skate name, it would be Universal Roller, because I roll everywhere. And if we go to the outer limits, I'll be there rolling too. I've been skating 54 years, and I haven't been off my skates longer than 2 weeks since August of 1978. I skate everywhere, and people talk about being a serial entrepreneur. I've done many endeavors. I retired after 35 years working with the New York City Transit Authority. But as far as my contribution to skating, I work behind the scenes. I learned a long time ago that there's somebody with a title and then there's somebody with influence. And I prided myself on being someone of influence that can help shape the direction that we're moving in. And I endeavor to leave it better than I found it. So a lot of people poured into me. They say it takes a village. I'm a product of many villages, and I feel I honor all of them, all of my predecessors, all the ones that taught me, all the ones that showed me not only what I wanted to be like, but what I didn't want to be like when I participate in projects such as these. So at the end of the day, this is a circle that never stops.
I like that. Right. Ice, were we graced by Ice yet? I think we were.
Henry.
Yeah. Okay. Mr. King, what is it? King Washington?
Henry Washington. Henry,
King Washington.
Go to sleep.
You're on mute right now, though.
Push the button, Henry. Push the button. Henry, push the button.
Take off the sunglasses, put on the reading glasses.
Henry, you on mute, man.
And we can't see but half your face.
Look for that, there you go. Look for that that little volume button. Looks like a microphone at the bottom left of your screen. There we go.
Hello.
Hey there.
Hey.
So everybody's just going around giving about a quick 30-second intro to who you are. And we all know King Washington by skate name.
Okay. So what you want to know? You want to know what?
A brief portion of your story, how you got into skating and your contribution to the book.
Well, how I got into skating a long time ago. I didn't know nothing about skating, and I found out other people was going skating, and I saw the way people were skating. So I said, now I want to try this myself. And like I said, I just got on a pair of skates. I just started doing things that, like I say, crazy. They could break my neck, break my arm. But ever since, I've been doing that. And I admire, a lot of people, the way they were skating, and got me more into skating because it's about the most beautiful thing in the world that you got on 8 wheels, that you can do so much for 8 wheels, and it's a good exercise to keep you in your body tone, and just it's a good thing to be able to get on wheels and be able to do some of the things that we do. And I admire the people that are around me now, that we talking against each other, that we can be able to see each other every skate party that is, called. I done been to approximately 35 skate parties, and I really enjoy myself seeing the same people and different people that got different style. So, I just enjoy, skating, seeing everybody.
Absolutely, absolutely. And look like Mr. Richard said he just stopped driving. He's in the car. But one thing I want to bring awareness to, like, even though y'all are all skaters, most people from the outside, like me, myself, I'm a complete outsider. I'm 6'7". You probably are not gonna catch me on skates. I got a fear of falling and breaking bones. So some of the moves that I've seen Ice from Philly do upside down with his hand on the ground, doing a full split upside down. Buck Wild with the close to the ground. And you guys are some of my seniors, but on skates, you can't see it. Right. So what I want to know is tell me a little bit about some of those skater styles and how they came to be, because most people think skating is just going around the rink in a circle, which is what most of us do, but there is so much more to it. So anybody want to jump in and talk about some of the skating styles, some of the patented moves, or even some of the things that skating has allowed you all to do?
I'll say something real quick. I'm from Venice Beach, and in Venice Beach, we don't have a skating rink. So when I started skating, we had a path that was just as wide as a driveway. So we didn't go round and round the rink. On top of the fact that we had sometimes 2,000-3,000 people watching us at one time. So we had to come up with something that was unique. We started doing a lot of choreography. We started doing all those sit spins and those alphas and those crazy legs, because people were coming and they wanted to see a show. They wanted to see us perform. You got a lot of street performers in fitness that charge people. We didn't really charge people, although I did do a crew called the Bad Boys that traveled all around the world. But when we did things, we had to impress kind of people. They wanted to see a show, and that's kind of what got us into the style of doing unique moves, as well as a lot of choreography. Instead of just going around in circles and skating for ourselves, we had to skate for the world. We had to skate. Venice Beach is one of the largest tourist attractions in the world. It's the melting pot of the world. Every nationality comes to Venice Beach. And so we had to really step up our game and do something that made them ooh and ah and take pictures and go home and talk about us. We had to elevate our level of skill based on the fact we're performers and not just skating around the rink just to have fun.
Absolutely. And so that has brought awareness, but there's also some other things that have been as a result. If I'm not mistaken, and even in your chapter, you were talking about it, some of the opportunities that came as a result.
Well, as we were skating, a lot of times I started modeling for about 7 years. I was approached in Venice to become a model. I've done lots of commercials where I didn't even have to go to an audition because they saw us skating in Venice and they just came up to us and said, hey, would you be in our commercial? Would you be in our music video? As well as the movie Roller Dreams. I don't know if you've seen it, but please go see Roller Dreams. And that is a movie that they actually filmed because the young lady that did it was under the impression that Venice Beach was all about Xanadu and a bunch of Caucasian skaters out there, and it turned out to be that she was very, very upset when she came there and noticed that wasn't the case, that everybody out there was of other ethnicities getting out there and doing their thing. I want to say one other thing. I do books. This book right here is called Is You Rollin'? That was made by a young lady. This is the first volume, and it's about a bunch of the skaters that do as well. So this isn't the only book that I've been in, but you guys, this is my passion. So the reason that I got out there and I started doing choreography and I started doing different kind of moves was because people were coming at me and looking at me like, yo, you better elevate your skill. Give me something. And so I let them put me to the test, and I passed with flying colors.
There we go. All right. And now I know there's Venice Beach style. There is y'all keep talking about the JB style. Somebody break that down for me and help me out, because I
Sure. I guess since I'm the one here. So JB style is normally associated with James Brown, although a lot of the music ranges from James Brown to Led Zeppelin, Phil Collins, and others. And it parallels the stepping culture as well in Chicago. JB skating, it's more of considered a smoother style of skating, and it's just about the music being the driving force itself behind the skating. And with JB, I was kind of a different introduction for me to it, because I'm actually trained as a figure skater. It's a little known fact. So I had a hard transition going over from figure skating into rhythmic skating, but I'm also a former breakdancer. So once I learned and started to understand the music a little bit differently, and being African American, the Big Payback, Watergate, this is music that I grew up with in my house. So I was native to that music. And with JB, it's just about kind of like letting the music dictate the moves and the flow of how you move. So, you kind of have this kind of paradigm shift of JB skaters between old and new school, and the producers have created this new remix of music. But JB at its core is really about just letting the music drive the movement and the footworks, whether it's things like a bucket walk or the Godfather, different steps that many people have heard. And in my case, particularly, I took that and then just kind of added more hip hop to it. So in terms of certain moves, I have a move that I'm known for called Good Night, where it's a very interesting move where you jump and land on the side of your ankle. And Amir is cringing because I think you might have seen me. But for me, it's just about adding to what JB is and adding my style to it. I often tell people, if you really want to see JB skating at its core, if you're able to come to Chicago on a Thursday night, you can kind of see old school JB at its core. My generation is considered middle school, and then you have new school, but I was kind of rooted in the foundation, and you got folks like D-Breez, who's a JB skater, who added like the Nutcracker to it, and every JB is kind of now a jambalaya. as you shake your head. JB is a jambalaya now of different things, but it's still that core of James Brown-esque music. And my last point is, when I mention James Brown from a historical context, I'm speaking about the James Brown music with his second band forward. So those who know James Brown, he let go of a band at one point. And in the 70s, when you get into, when he started working with Bootsy and Wesley and them, so you get into that new sound of James Brown, roughly 71 forward is the music that is kind of the baseline, or if you will, the foundation of JB skating.
There you go. Okay. So that in itself, when you said Nutcracker, everything in my manhood just said no. Everything in my manhood said no. Y'all can have that spot.
You got to learn how to do it right, because if you do it wrong, there's a reason. Yeah, it's called a Nutcracker. But it's a lot to it. And JB skating to the outsider is it's these simple moves, but they have to be executed properly, and I guess the choreographer in me appreciated it, because it's kind of like the Bruce Lee quote. It's not, can you do 10,000 moves one time? Can you do one move 10,000 times?
Yeah. And
a lot of JB skaters, you see that where it's a grace in the move, where it's effortlessly. And like I said, it parallels stepping culture. And stepping in this case means like dancing and stuff like that. So it's a grace and a movement to it, where the movement and the participants are working with the music, not working against it.
Absolutely. That's amazing, because I've seen skaters in movies, and after reading the book, I'm like, wait a minute, some of y'all that was in these movies that I've actually seen. So that's amazing. So it's the music, it's the moves. I see ATL's own Sick on Skates. Tony Saylor has joined us. But before we go there, there's a man who has kind of perfected a completely different style of the two-wheel skater.
Hey, what's up? Okay, yeah. Okay, so basically you have because people don't know about the one wheel. When you say one wheel or two-wheel skate, they're like, two-wheel. Two-wheel, not the inline skates, not these. Okay, where the wheel is in the middle and you're going on your toe in the middle like this, it's not going to be there. You have your quad skates. Okay, so most people be on their quad skates. All right, my mentor, Ron Morris, he took the backs off and we just skated on his front two wheels back in the early 80s. Okay, I was his protege, became his successor, and I developed this in '97, where I skate on one wheel on each skate, period. So, and the wheel is not in the middle, the wheel is not both inners, it's not both outers, it's an inner and an outer. So I made it as complex as possible so that you won't be like, not you, but people won't be like, well, that's easy. Because as soon as they put them on, they can't even stand up in them. So it's like they fall. So it's like it's an art within itself, but it's something that I developed back in '97. And I'm still, as to today, the only one that I know of that do it and do it fluently. But I'm hoping to soon change that. That's what this other thing is all about, me changing that. And also with the one wheels, also developed the ballroom skate, which I called it the Leo's Elegant Skate Classic. Okay, it's somewhat like what Nizm said at first about dealing with the stepping and everything. Okay, so yeah, we elevated a little bit of the stepping in there with the ballroom in a way. So it's like basically we're in sync without communicating with one another verbally. We communicate physically, body-wise. So our body is in sync with one another, and they'll know what move that person's going to make through the body contact. It's not visible to the naked eye. It's something that you're going to have to if you have to really pay attention to see what moves be made. If I tap on the hip, she know that I'm about to go do a spin or something. If I got her by the hand, I'm going to take her and I'm going to let her twirl around me like this, or spin around me. So with that ballroom, it's something that we just do. It's a graceful, romantic couple skate that was created for the women because back then, we didn't have a lot of women in a middle rink doing things. We had a few, but not that many. Nowadays, we got a lot. We have way more women in the middle doing stuff now. So that's why that was created, so that we can give some focus, attention to the women instead of having them on the sideline watching us get down in the middle of the floor.
There you go. And that's important, especially these days. You got to celebrate the queens and the goddesses. And speaking of goddesses, we have Miss Myesha McCaskill, better known as Smooth Goddess on skates.
Hello. How are you?
Are we good? So we wanted you to tell us a little bit about yourself and your story and your contribution to skating. I mean, with a name like Smooth Goddess, you gotta be on the skates just gracing them.
Okay, I'll give you a little. So basically, I started in Gurnee, Illinois. I was with my mother and I saw a skating rink on the side of the road, and I asked her that I wanted to go skating. So I started off with rollerblades, and then when I went to the rink and I saw all the kids with roller skates, I'm like, I think that's more cooler. So I decided to get my stepdad and my mom got me roller skates for Christmas, and after that we moved to Chicago. And from Chicago, I went to Rink Chicago, and I saw everybody doing JB style. It was two guys that I really watched. It was Dwayne Hibbler and Derek Lewis, and Derek Lewis is one of the DJs of Chicago to now, called DJ Smooth. And I watched them. I try to imitate their feet. And really, I taught myself how to skate from age 10 to 25. I taught myself how to skate backwards, forward, crossing, all of that. My late 20s, that's when I got three mentors. Well, actually, 3 mentors. And the 3 mentors were, first one is Josh, called Batman. He taught me groundwork. The second person is Calvin Smalls. He's also a skate instructor in Chicago. He taught me how to have balance on my toes, my heels, and how to do a basic spin. The next person is Elon. He kind of incorporated everything together, kind of freshened me up with the JB aspect of things, the combinations, footwork, how to skate to musicality, all of that. So basically those were my teachers later on in my late 20s. I think what motivated me to skate is it kept me out of the street first off. I skated and as well as I played basketball. So those are two things that I did in high school, basketball and skating. I also was a skate guard at the rink as well as worked the ticket office. And I just want to salute Nate. He passed away for the rink Chicago, and Carmen, they were the old rink owners. They just took me in and also kept good contact with me when I was in school to make sure that everything was okay. And if it wasn't for them, they taught me about community service, giving back to my community, not just thinking about myself, but what about the next generation, planting a seed. So that's what kind of got me into skating. From there, I did competitions, national competitions. From there, I started Inspired by Favorite. It's called LLC. And the reason I called it Inspired by Favorite because God inspired me with this vision to make this happen. I have a group of instructors from teenagers to adults that helps me oversee it. It's every Saturday from 3:30 to 5. I also raffle off gifts. I ask questions about different questions, rival trivias. This week question was who invented skating, who invented quad skates, who invented the skates in general. And they have to answer the question. Whoever asks the question, we always raffle off a gift at the end of the skate lessons. So, I mean, that's what I'm about as far as just community building and bringing the next generation in and allow them to be different. To describe myself, I would say I'm a JB skater, but also I will say that I'm diverse as well. And my first skate jam really what made me want to travel was 2012 when I went to North Carolina, and I never been out of town before. Since then, since 2012, that was my first time. And I saw all these different cities from North Carolina, New York, Atlanta, all these different styles that I'd never seen before. Only style I saw that I ever knew was JB. So when I saw it, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Where have I been all my life? I have to get better. So that kind of motivated me to just be able to get better so I can be able to sing, just have a conversation with somebody out of town. If I'm just doing my style, and that's fine and dandy, but I feel like I can't communicate with people from all over the world, to have a conversation, to have fun, to skate off their tempo, whatever it is. I wanted to be able to communicate through skates with people from other cities. And that's kind of what my class is about. I teach JB, but also I introduce other things and allow the students to make a decision what lane they want to go into instead of me making a choice for them. I introduce them to different music, different DJs from DJ Arson, from our own people, because a lot of people in my class, they don't know nothing about skating. They don't know nothing about the culture. These are babies, and I feel like it was my obligation to inspire, to introduce them as well as others. We have many pillars in Chicago. It takes many pillars to make a community go. But I feel like someone taught me it's only my obligation to give back. And I had to take time within myself to see, okay, skating is good, learning is good, but what can you contribute to your community to keep it alive, to make it better? So that's basically what inspires me. When I see the youth and they constantly learning and the rinks are open, that's what motivates me. And connecting with other skaters that love skating just like I do.
Absolutely. I love that you're giving back, and even before the call, I think Eric and Buck Wild were talking about the importance of passing the tradition on to the next generation. One young man who is in the book, and he talked about how there's a few of y'all that actually talked about how skating saved y'all's lives, from the communities that y'all grew up in to staying out the streets, staying away from everything. Once y'all, even Smooth Goddess, as nice as she is on this call, one of the things that made me laugh, she was like, I used to sneak away. My mama didn't know, but she would drop me off and I tell her I was going one place, but I end up at the skating rink. And And that's my transition to Mr. Sick on Skates, Mr. Tony Saylor himself. Grew up in ATL, and after reading your chapter, that was the first time that I learned that as big as they made Cascades in the movie ATL, there's a different version. So help us out.
Well, how's everybody doing? I'm Tony Saylor, if you don't know. And what he's talking about is first, Atlanta is pretty much like a bowl of gumbo. You got all these different styles, but you really don't know about the origin of where the style we talk about ATL style came from. And in the movie, there was a whole bunch of scripts that went around, and they tried to stay as close to the origin as possible, but it was kind of hard to do that. A lot of the stuff that you guys got to see was a very small portion of Atlanta. So the script turned into what they say an American story, and so you got away from the origin of Atlanta. When it comes to ATL style, if you know about yeeking, or have you ever heard of a term called yeek? That's where the kind of the origin of the style came from. Back in the 80s or the early 70s or whatnot, there's a crew by the name of FDC, a group of dancers, and before them, if you ever heard of a man called Skate Man, who's also known as Al. The type of dancing, the type of music, the type of when it comes to the churches, that old South, all that is blended into that style. And individuals would, they weren't able to express their selves the way that others were because of certain things that were going on, the civil rights and all that into play. And I learned that the style came from certain imaginations and how they would react when they're dancing or they're skating. They created a certain style. And with that, I was able to fall in. And when I first started skating in Atlanta, I didn't know anything about a style or whatnot. But when I saw for the first time, like, what are these guys doing? What are these noises that they're making? What are these cadence? I got very interested in it. And a couple of us got interested and tried to, follow along. But the type of lesson that they gave was, no, we don't teach. You have to learn by following us, stay in the back. And that took 7 years. And after 7 years, now I can keep up. But I couldn't do the crossovers. I couldn't do the moves. I didn't understand. And I had to really get involved in how Atlanta grows. And when I started getting involved and I started talking like them, I started moving like them. I'm originally from California. So I started moving like them, start being in those areas. And I'm like, okay, I can understand. I can feel it. I know what you got. It's like the spirit just comes over you. I can feel it. And when I started getting into it, now I'm out there moving. It's just as fast and quick. And I hear the music. I understand the music and the way it speaks to me. After that, 2005, Heavyset Brother came to Cascade. Cascade opened up in 2001, I believe. 2004, Heavyset Brother came to the skating rink. His name is Christopher Robinson. He was just sitting off in the corner. And Christopher Robinson is a famous music video director or whatnot. And he was just sitting in the corner. He was just watching everybody, and he was telling people that was with him, "Hey, go get that guy. Go get that guy." And when they approached me, it was like, "Hey, man, I like the way your team skates. We're about to shoot a movie. We're pretty interested in having you guys audition." And me, I'm like, I'm about skating. This, all right, cool, whatever. Boom, got back on the floor. Because back in the day, we used to battle on skates. It was all about the crews. It wasn't the middle. It wasn't the sides. It was crew against crew, crew against crew. This is what we did. So any talk of any movie, any music video, or any commercial, that wasn't in our mind frame. We was on, hey, that crew over there is trying to take our spot. We got to show up every Sunday. We got to battle. Our rivals at the time was the Ones. So when you look at the movie and you see the Ones, which is Paul, Antonio, and Doug and Saladin, you see the Preps. That's my original team, minus Kyle, which some people know as Push. We were all together. We all skated together. Outside the movie, we really battled. We really battled. So when we transitioned to the movie, this is where the conflict came. They were like, hey, you guys, those are the stars and y'all making them look bad. Y'all gonna have to tone y'all stuff down. So we had to go from up here to down here, and then at the same time train the actors to be at our level within 30 days, which was very, very, very hard. However, they had some doubles. So we had to train the actors and train the double. And so what you guys saw a snippet of what actually happened in the past. And it became ATL, in which, like I said, it came in there. They know that as an American story. Unfortunately, we didn't really get to express our story the way that we wanted to. But however, there's other opportunities that come up past the movie that we've been trying to tell our story with various media outlets or there was a music video that we recently did where they came to Cascade and they wanted to shoot a music video of a love story. Well, when they saw the Ones and they saw Sick on Skating, they called us back and said, hey, we want to rewrite this whole video. We want to concentrate on the love of skating. And so the music video, I'm trying to think of his name, I wish Paul was here, because we had got called back and it changed the whole outlook. So when people come see how we skate or anywhere in a different state, they kind of fall in love like we did. Like when we started skating, people that have no idea about skating, when they walk into those doors or when they're at the park, they see something and they're like, hey, man, I want to be a part of that. And I'm so happy to be a part of this because it's like a going around in the circle again. Here we go again. Now somebody new that doesn't know anything about skating. They've seen the movies, they've seen the commercials, they see this, they see that. I'm interested, I want to know about it. And then next thing you know, they start learning and they see what is these styles and this music, fall right back in love with it. And that's just for me, and I'm not gonna hold y'all, for me, I like Myesha, I found some type of purpose for me. It was more of, I was skating, with my team and we're doing our thing. And this little girl came up to me and said, can you teach me and my mommy how to skate? And I was like, okay, where's your mom? And as my team started working with them, I learned that they don't really do anything. And when they came to the skating rink, it just kind of made their bond better. So I stopped and I was like, yo, let's stop thinking about self. Let's think about reason why we used to skate. It brought happiness, it brought something fun. I said, here now, we got a family that never really connected. And then later in life, they come back and said, because of y'all, man, me and my family been skating. We've been doing other things together. And I said to my team, I said, see that right there, that's what we need to focus on. Not about everything else will fall into play. I said, but let's start building that family at the skating ring like it was. Let's do what the owners, when they decided to own a skating rink, bring that family piece back into existence. Because right now, people are running amok. They're just doing what they want. But then there's those that, especially with COVID in play, yeah, the kids ain't going to school, but however, they're in the skating rink, and you know who's in the skating rink with them? Their parents. I'm starting to see that, and I'm like, yo, that's what makes sense to me now. That's where it needs to be. It doesn't need to be about all this other stuff. And yes, that stuff is great and everything, but this right here is what's gonna make skating worthwhile. This is what's gonna continue to the evolution of skating to continue to go.
Absolutely. And I like how you
Nice.
I like how you brought it back to the evolution of skating is where we at. Like you say, it's a circle. It is not a square. It is not a triangle. It is a circle. All right. Well, one piece of the puzzle that everybody needs in order to keep a culture going are the people that can tell you what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and what needs to be improved. And in the skate world, there is one. There is one, and that is the skate critic, Miss Ginger Mathews. She hide, like most critics, she's hiding behind the she don't have her video on, so we can't see her yet. So we waiting on you, Ginger.
Coming. You hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can't see you.
I don't know how to switch it.
Hit
See.
the look for the little camera at the bottom of your
Video.
There we
That?
go.
I'm still doing
Hey, there she is.
She in the massage chair and everything. All right. So everybody's just kind of telling their stories, sharing. And you have a deep history in the skate world. So if you
I
can
do.
tell a little bit of your story and then about what it is that you contribute to the skate world as well.
You want my story from the beginning? You want
Mm,
all of it?
You can give us about the 3-4 minute version.
3-4 minute version. My mom's an art skater. My dad is a rink rat. My dad tried to hit on her at the rink. She told him if he wanted to date her, he had to buy skates. He said, I'm done with her. He left, told my Uncle Joe, I never want to see her again. Following Friday, brought his whole paycheck, bought a pair of skates, learned how to skate. And that's how I came about. And then I have a huge family of, my uncle's a pro. We used to own a rink. I have art skaters. I have roller hockey, roller derby. Our family currently runs 3 roller derby teams. And here I go the opposite direction of all of them. I'm like, nah, I don't want to do nothing you're doing. I want to go skate with the adult skaters. And then I want to see rinks. And but that started when I was like 8, when I walked into a rink that wasn't my home rink. And the first thing when I walked in, I said, why is the floor blue? What is wrong with this place? And so I wanted to see all the stuff that was different, and it began that fascination. So everywhere I went, I was like, I want to see that rink, and I want to see what's different in there. And then I would see rinks close. And when my home rink closed, it broke my heart. And so I was like, I want to see all these rinks to preserve them, because when my home rink closed, it went down in a ball of flames with no photos, no nothing other than what we all remember. And so that's kind of my hidden goal when I go to rinks, is besides I'm critiquing them, I want to capture as much of that rink as possible in case I walk out the door, it burns to the ground, or they sell it and Walgreens takes over, or, just so it's not forgotten, because they're important. Because I get people all the time hit me up and they're like, oh my God, do you have any photos? Do you have this in my rink? It closed in this year. And I try my best to help them to find photos if I don't have them, because I keep track of all the live rinks in the US. I also keep track of all the dead rinks. And so I'm always looking for dead rinks and, trying to get the address, what year they were open, what year they closed, all the names for them, photos if you can find them, and just to preserve them. And yeah, is that the 3-4 minute version?
That's 3-4 minute version. What I'm loving about what everybody is saying is you can hear the passion. Like for people on the outside, they're probably like, why do they have skates on? What are they going to do? What is this all about? But you can hear there is a deep culture, there's a history, there are legends in the skate world. People that
Right.
have been around and that have actually contributed to there was I don't know who that is. Somebody got a lot of background, but there's a story I didn't know. There was a guy who actually skated from California to DC to be in the March on Washington. And that is next level. But before we get to next level, I want to go back to one of when I mentioned his name, everybody on the call said it almost in unison, King Washington. So Mr. Henry, King Washington.
Yes.
It's back on you. If you can tell us what made you fall in love with skating and what has been your contribution since.
Well, most of what really made me joy of skating, and it's just a love about, you know how like when Thanksgiving come around, Christmas come around, any type of holidays, right? I like get around like doing things for kids. Cause kids out here in this world, right? You got some parents, they don't, treat the kids right. So by someone like me or you or anybody else in the skate world can give a hand to reach out to them and like teach them how to skate and not just skating, it give them things to say, oh, Mr. Skate King or King Henry or Mr. Henry, to just call them my name and just be joyful for what I did, what little bit I did for them, right? And that's something I like doing anyway. And then like, I get so many kids, come running to me, can you teach them how to skate? You know what I mean? And then I teach them how to skate. I teach them the crazy way. I teach them the smart way. I teach them the smiling way. I teach them all different type of way. And then they love it. And right now in this world, these days time, it's really all about kids. It's about myself too, because I love skating, you know what I mean? Because I got my own unique style. I don't try to follow other people's style. I got my own style. I do anything what comes through my mind. That's just me. I just enjoy skating, and enjoy by just, seeing the smile and the look, what people say, he crazy, he can be. But guess what though? I'm not crazy, but I just like to, but not really putting on a show, just me. So that's what I like to do. I just like to just seeing people and the kids put a smile on their face and they be want to do the same thing that I do, and this make me happy, most of all. And then one more thing, then my son Jalen, he's a Marine Corps now, and he followed my footstep. One day last month, I went to Tampa, Florida for a skate party, right? And my son came out because he's stationed in Jacksonville, Florida now. So he came out and met me in Tampa, Florida at the skate party. And so we got on the floor and he got on the floor, started doing things that I do. I said, wait a minute, boy. I said, that's one of my moves. He said, Daddy, guess what? I've been watching you ever since I was little. You taught me. So he said, I'm the one that's the baddest one. Now I said, wait a minute. You would never get bad as I am. So right there watching me. I mean, to the left, to the right, to the east. So,
That's so dope.
I really enjoy people that, really, think of me as an inspiration. Thank y'all for having me. And I'm glad I'm in this book. And I think, Strawberry for, having me in this book, and the Queen. And, I will give you all my best, everything that I know. When I get that, I'm kind of a little shaky, right? When I talk, because, when I get in front of the camera, I get a little shaky, but I'm gonna get out of it, because once I start talking, you're gonna wish that I didn't talk.
You ain't shaky, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. That's that history. That's that history.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's keep it going. I think I said before we were gonna go to Eric. Eric said you said you've been skating since for over 40 years. You gotta unmute yourself. Universal skater.
That's it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Can you hear me now? It's like a Verizon commercial. Yeah. Well, first of all, I want to say we are truly blessed that during this unique era of life that we will come to know as a coronavirus era, that we can gather like this due to technology in varied places and share with one another. FDR during the war had this thing he called the fireside chats. And I'm in the process of setting up something similar with some gentlemen where we join together via technology for about 15 minutes and basically feed each other. And this is a big start to it here. So first and foremost, I want to say to Amira, many are called, few are chosen, and fewer still choose. This was a calling, and you accepted it, and you were the right one. You pushed the right buttons, you kept your foot on the gas pedal, your eye on the prize, and it's come to fruition. And every great endeavor starts as an idea or a thought, and it only grows when we feed it. And you certainly have fed the evolution of skating. So thank you for all that you've done up to this point and all you will do. And gathering the troops, if you will, because they say it takes a village. So you went and put a call out to the village, and here we are. So a little bit about styles and things of that nature. That seems to be a big topic of conversation in the skate world. You made mention of how long I've been skating. My first time skating was November 13th, 1966, the day before my 4th birthday at Empire Roller Dome in Brooklyn. And I skated regularly up until August of 1978. Now there's regularly, and then there's what happened then. I went into my first adult session there at a place called St. Albans Roller Rink in Queens. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because it's important. What's that word saying, Kofa? You gotta know where you came from to understand where you're at and where you're headed. And I wanna be brief with this. I went into St. Albans Roller Rink the last Sunday in August of 1978. And I saw adults skating for the first time, because prior to that, it only been the family sessions where we played tag and we jumped all over the railings and we raced around the rink. And, we did all these things that, young people do. But when I saw adult skating, in particular, it was two people, a guy named Derek Williams and a woman named Sally Robinson. And everybody was skating. It was a new rink that had just opened the day before. And they stopped the music and they cleared the floor. And they said the next few songs will be for couples and couples only. And they got on the floor and Sally leaned back on Derek, and he was cool. He had sneaker skates on. He was dark-skinned, bow-legged. He was that guy in the rink. And he had sunglasses on and he was skating backwards. And there were some people in there that couldn't skate well, and somebody fell behind him. And I thought he was gonna fall back over them, and he whipped to the side and whipped to the other side. And I thought that was the coolest thing I had ever seen. And I said, I gotta come back and learn how to do that. And I went and grabbed a schedule before I left, and that rink was open Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 6 days a week. It was only closed on Tuesday, which meant it was open the next day, that Monday, from 8 to midnight. And I told the security guard, I'm coming back tomorrow. So I looked down at the schedule and it said 18 and over. And I paused and the guy said, how old are you? And I didn't say anything. And he said, you know what? If you get here early, I'll let you in. I was the first person online. He let me in the rink. And I skated there every day for a year. Every single day they were open. And that started my true love for skating. And I haven't been off my skates longer than 2 weeks since that first time I walked in those doors, August of 1978. Adult roller skating. The reason why I make the differential, a family session it's roller skating. You could go to specialty events and it's still skating, but an adult roller skating session is something different. It's a different animal. Where I want to go with it next is we talk about influences and where we've gone with skating. There were 4 people that shaped my journey. 3 of them I talk about a lot, but I'm gonna start with the one I talk about the least because of our skate critic. She's on here and I heard her yesterday say she's been to 400 rinks around the world. And I've been to half that number. I've been to 43 to 50 states and several countries. But what started me going around to rinks was a guy named Michael Kimball. He saw me skating at St. Albans roller rink and he said, you need to get around and see other places. And he took me to a rink called Sweet Ruby's in Brooklyn. And when I went there, it was kind of like an underground rink and I saw people I had never seen before, and it was where I met Bill Butler for the first time, Mike Johnson, and a few other people that skated with them. But more importantly, it let me know there were places other than the places I had been skating in. And shortly after that, I met a guy who was the guy I'm getting ready to talk about, Chester Fry, white guy. And he considered himself a skate historian. Chester Fry had said he skated at every single rink in the state of New York. That was of interest to me once I started skating around. So I started talking to Chester Fry, and he did what the skate critic said she does. But except Chester went off memory. We didn't have the proliferation of the cameras we have now and video and all the rest. And he had intimate details of all these different rinks, and he had little keepsakes and mementos, and he gifted me with some. And I started out wanting to skate in all the rinks in the 5 boroughs. And prior to them, majority of them closing, I achieved that goal. And it started in just, like I said, the New York City, there were 26 rinks open at the same time. It was like every Saturday I can go to a different rink. During the week, they had sessions at places like the Skate Palace, Skate Key, Laces, Metropolis, Roller World, Skate World. It was unbelievable. And everywhere I went, I took a little bit of something from that place. I took a little bit of something from the people in that place. And you know what I've come to find in all my travels and all the places I've been is we all share the same passion. We all share the same love and joy. It just looks different on different people. 6 and 4, 7 and 3, 8 and 2, 9 and 1 are different ways to get to 10. So it's like if I cut off my leg or my finger and Ice cuts his leg off, Ice can't tell me his leg hurts worse than my finger because this is my finger. I feel it. This is my experience with pain, but it's still pain. So I'm learning not to judge and to appreciate everyone's expression for this passion in and of itself. So I've come to this concept. There are no wrong moves in skating. There's just moves that don't fit if you're trying to do a particular thing. So when it comes to us practitioners that have done certain things a certain way for a certain amount of time, there are things that may not fit if you're trying to do what we're doing. Now, if you want to change it, hybrid it, reimagine it, that's what skating's about. And that is the evolution of skating, that you can take what's inside of you and express it outwardly. It's what you think, it's how you feel, it's who you are. It's kind of like a car. For a lot of people, their cars and expressing their personality. For people that are really into cars, the rims, the interior, the engine package, the sound system. And so it is with skates. Now we have custom skates. People have, my man, Richard Humphreys, like we talk about skating and influence. My man has a boot line, wheels, he's done. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when you're impacting the culture, when you can, leave a track record and a legacy like that. But at the end of the day, I'm a person where my inventory is not, I don't work out of a brick and mortar type of situation. My inventory is people. And everywhere we go, there are people. And I find there are more common people than elite or extraordinary people. So what I do is I remember how I came in. Because for the first year, they didn't want to teach me anything. I was a young guy, I was starting to, get a name for myself playing ball. I was boxing. And I grew 7 inches in 1 year, 4 inches in 2 months. So I went from one size to another. And I was hard to miss. And there was some in there that they wanted the attention all for themselves. They operated off ego and image and all the rest. And they taught me what not to be like. They taught me how not to be. They showed me where I didn't want to go. But I saw so many other examples of what I did want to be like, who I wanted to emulate, qualities and characteristics I did want to incorporate. And I gravitated more towards that. And what I've learned is whatever you give energy to grows. If you look around and you see the people that are injecting things into the game that we don't want to see, we'll give that energy. If we look around for people like Tony Saylor who are, endeavoring to pass it on to the youth, and people like Favor who realize that this thing is bigger than just her. When we start to give energy to those entities and those people and those projects, like Amira is almost in the background in this thing. And she basically is the centerpiece of the whole deal. But at the end of the day, they say true humility is accurate assessment of assets and liabilities. Not one of us is bigger than the game. We are all contributors. And at the end of the day, what you do for you dies with you. What you do for others lives forever. So this project is a way for us to kind of encapsulate some of our experiences and our thoughts and our journeys. And there was a thing they used to say in sports, every champion has a journey and every journey has a story. And so it is with skating. And it's not about, my gun's bigger than your gun type of story. It's about understanding and appreciating everybody's story. And I'm going to end with this. People talk about what makes you tick, what's your greatest claim to fame? And I shared earlier in the introducing myself, I completed a 35-year career with New York City Transit. I said that for a reason. That doesn't define me. That's not how I identify myself. I just said it because there was an episode in Good Times when Florida Evans said to JJ, don't ever go from a could be to a has been without ever being a was. So that meant that as far as being a professional, as far as starting something and finishing it, as far as going through adversities and weathering the storm and seeing it through, yeah, they're sending pension checks in my name until I finish breathing in and out. So it's a testimony to the fact that I have done that. But finished never is. I'm not finished in life. I'm not finished with skating. I'm not finished building and pouring. So for me, where I'm at now is this. My job is to plant seeds that will grow trees under whose branches I may never find shade. And a big part of how I do that is in the skating rink, because the skating rink is a segue for me to do what my real life's passion is, which is I do life coaching. I didn't realize that's what it was until I was already doing it, until I found it was named for things that I was already doing. March 1st, if I'm blessed to wake up, I will be clean 31 years without any minor mood altering substances. And the reason why I mentioned that, in my story, I talked about where I grew up, what I survived, where I came from. And it doesn't make me better off, it just makes me better than. Because I put that to the side, not for myself. I put it to the side because my son was months old and I felt life slipping away and I wanted to be a father to him. And I'll say it any day to anybody that's listening. 2 things saved my life. Well, 3, God, my son, and roller skating. Because skating kept me in the rink on the nights when the next day somebody got shot 17 times, somebody got 37 years, 4 life sentences, somebody made 40 kids. You know what I mean? I was in the rink skating. And I recognize now something I heard Mark Twain share. He said, the 2 greatest days of your life, the day you're born and the day you figure out why. So my why, my purpose, my passion, my mission, the job I'm going to be on for the rest of my breathing time is to help shorten people's learning curves. So that's what I do in the rink. I try to pass along what I worked hard for to someone and make their route a little easier so they can stick and stay and address the love and the expression and not have to get stuck with the pebble in their shoe, which is learning things like balance and, you know, how some of the mechanics of some of these moves work. And in that, I'm never bored. And I find that there's always a new cast of characters. Some of the people that started with me are no longer here. There's only like 3 people skating from when I started, adult roller skating. There hasn't been any one person that's been along with me the entire journey, but there's people that have witnessed the story. And I'm grateful for the new people. It means this thing will continue going. We can hand the baton to fresh legs, new minds and new ideas. And Albert Einstein said, imagination is a preview of life's coming attractions. So I'm gonna end with saying that if you can think it and you believe it and you put enough elbow grease in and you share it long enough, eventually it'll fall on willing ears and fertile ground and it'll bear fruit, such as this endeavor here called the evolution of skating. There's much more I can say. I don't want to hold up the call. I see Rockin Richard there. I know we got to hear from him from the Arcadia, you know, because, you know, as Biggie said, he's got a story to tell. And with that, thank you for letting me share.
Yes, sir. Listen, if you wasn't a life coach already, I was definitely gonna say you got some wordsmith behind you. And I'm more than likely gonna hit you after this because there's a book that needs to come out of all that intelligence.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Listen, there's a few ladies in the rink, and I don't know her full style, but I know that she's also a hip hop artist. She is a musician and she's a skater. And as we were finding the right pictures for each of y'all for this particular book, and I'm going to Paul in a second. Mr. Mira is guiding me. She's doing the producing behind the scenes. So y'all, but Miss Strawberry, and if y'all once y'all see the book, y'all will see what I mean when I say she definitely keeps it interesting, intriguing. Miss Strawberry, Miss Berri Blanco.
Oh man, no, you know what? Let Paul. I know Paul got something to say. I'll wait till after. I really appreciate that intro though. But I know Paul got something to say. I just had some brief that I wanted to expound on with Eric touched something really important. But if y'all want Paul to speak, Paul, you listening? Paul?
Yeah, he there. He reaching for
Yo.
that mic.
He needs to speak. Guys, speak, Daddy.
Oh, you know, I'm just here. I'm happy to be here. Like, you know, all you guys. I'm like the small person in the room. So I'm just happy to be a part of the project.
Wait. Paul say I'm a small guy in the project.
No, oh no.
Yeah.
No. Wait,
No.
this why I'm interrupting real quick. There's a line in the book that say when they mention top 5 in the skate world, I automatically say me. So with that being said, you were a member of the crew that Tony was talking about on the opposite side. So Tony was sick on skates. Paul, member of the Ones.
Hey, Sugar Ray, let me say something real quick. Hey, Paul, you better be glad I'm not down in Houston. I would punch you dead in the face, man. I swear, man. I really would, man. You know, sitting there, man. You know what? I'm getting off here, man. I don't even want to watch no more.
But y'all gotta understand, man.
I'm small.
Even all the work and everything that we put in, but y'all just get out the box and coming out to different cities and being able to learn all the different styles and fellowship with all you guys, man. That's why I say we kind of small, because like I had to bring my group to understand what I was doing. Like they like, why you always going out of town? I'm like, bro, it's bigger than Atlanta. Like I know we made a lot of money, but it's other people out there that made money too, and it's other people out there that love skating just as much as we do. So like, yo, we need to get out and see this stuff. And you know, even though we got the whole situation with the music, I ain't never gonna win that. I've come to grips with it. I'm okay. But I feel like you guys paved the way. Ice, D-Breez, like when I go to cities and people like, yo, these are the guys that took over and made sure that everything is the way that it is now, and building a foundation for us to make it better going forward. So we just we showed up. Like we literally showed up at Skate-a-thon. Well, I didn't go, but everybody in Atlanta literally showed up at Skate-a-thon one year because we already had Skate-a-thon. Like we didn't need to go to out of town parties. And it wasn't until we got older, like, look, man, let's go see what they do in other cities. And so that's when we started traveling. But I'm just thankful to be a part of the project. I mean, I would have got the book if I wasn't in it because D-Breez story, come on, man. Myesha story, come on, man. Ice story, Eric's story, even Tony and them story. It's more than one person from Atlanta in there. So I'm like super hyped now. It's just crazy. Like I'm ready to get the reading, and I don't read. Like I'm literally ADD. I do not like reading books. Do not give me a book, but I'm gonna read this one. So I don't really have, much to say. Is more as just being thankful to all who are a part of the book with me, and to Amir and everybody who, said, okay, we got to get Paul a part of this project. And I will always want to shout out my group because, no matter what I'm doing, I'm representing the ones, people like, oh, it's Paul. And a lot of people don't know, people think that me and Sean Ray are in the same group. We're not in the same group. Or some people have even asked me, am I a part of, Tony's group? Just not knowing, the demographic of Atlanta. But just to be mentioned among the bigger picture, because you guys' story is the reason why our story is even able to be listened to, because y'all was there first. Like we came after. I think we kind of caught a lot of stuff that had it came out in y'all era, then y'all would have caught it rather than we did. So I'm just more humble and grateful to just be a part of everything. So I'm gonna pass it off to Strawberry because I definitely want to hear what she got to say, because y'all don't understand. Strawberry is that chick. She got all the moves. She will get you right in the rink. If you got a left foot, she gonna make sure it turn right. So let's let her say what she got to say.
That's funny.
Wait. Outside a moment, real quick. So, if I'm not mistaken, the group that T.I. was representing was the ones.
Yes, the whole movie is about my group, 4 skaters that went to the same high school, and we all live different lives. Because when you see us skate, y'all think we hang out and go to practice and go to each other's house. Man, we all live different lives. Doug don't even live in America no more. But when we show up and skate, you would think that we all still live around each other and hang out every Friday or Saturday. We don't do that, man. Okay. We just go to work.
I just wanted to make sure that everybody understood that when we say on this call, there are so many legends, like y'all have to go grab that book. The name of the book is The Evolution of Skating. And there's so much of a history that is, I'm actually going to say to educators that are out there, y'all need to grab this book, because some of those kids that are, and I always put these quotes up, bad kids need to learn a little bit more about the skate world, because you're looking at people whose lives have actually been changed and have changed the world as a result of this culture of skating that have been everywhere from movies to music videos to training these actors that y'all love and adore. Bow Wow, TI was influenced and taught by the people that you are looking at on this call. So with that being said, now we can get to the hip hop. I'm gonna call you the Lil Kim of skating, because listen, I had to stop while we were putting the pictures in there. I'm like, okay, Amir, you sure we putting this one in there? Y'all will see when you get the book. We're gonna call it a Lil Kim of skating. It's on you, Miss Berri Blanco.
Ain't nothing they ain't never see. I just wanted to expound on what Eric was saying about us being chosen, because if we all wasn't in alignment right now, you know, we was chosen. So that means that we're all in alignment with where we supposed to be. You understand what I'm saying? So with me, I kind of learned from trial and error, and I learned from Bill Butler, and I learned from other skaters. And what I took in, I embraced, not then, but now, to be able to create my own style of skating. So I used a different way of doing it, because at the time, you know, back in the day when you was a good skater, you had to be a good skater, period. And just point blank, period. It wasn't no how we trying to do it today. I mean, it's like, if you wanted to learn how to skate, you had to go out there and do it, basically. So my method with the students that I have, I try to, first of all, I ask them 2 questions. Are you a skater? When they say no, I make them go, and I tell them, come back when you are one. And then I'll ask them again, do you have fear? And they'll say, yeah. And then I'll tell them to come back when you lose that. So you can't have no fear. You got to believe in who you are. And I kind of skate with them, and I'll trick their mind, you know, because I feel like today these skaters, they don't want to really learn. Everybody want to be in the mix. They want to be fly. They don't want to really learn, because if you really want to learn, you really want the yams, yo. Bill Butler is not a game. It wasn't no week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We talking like months of just going straight. We're talking about months to just going backwards. We're talking years. So they don't got that kind of time. You know what I'm saying? So when you're teaching them, you want them to embrace, like Bill Butler did. He talked to us, but it helped me outside of skating. So when I try to talk to them about skating and losing the fear and becoming them, because that's basically what you're doing, I'm helping them create them to be them. They're not going to be a strawberry. There's no other strawberry. You understand? So but there is a strawberry that had to embrace her and not be afraid and be free from judgment, be true and be in her divine place, not point fingers and blame, just be her and don't worry about nothing else. So I'm trying to show them how to do that. And then all the creativity will come out. Now, after I get them to lose the fear and embrace who they are and utilize that outside of the ring, because they come back so happy. We got to be in the same alignment like we are today. All of us is here for a reason. And I tell you what, if we wasn't even to be in a mirror's space, if we wasn't in alignment with God and who we are, we wouldn't even be able to be over there with her. So I gotta even, you know, say that, Dad, I made it, because I was mad. I threw my first party and 100 people showed up, and that was like 20 years ago. And back in the day, instead of me appreciating the little things, I was like, oh my God, I wanted Joy Skate-a-thon numbers. I was like, where's the thousands of people? What happened? You know, I'm thinking that's how a party's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So I learned. I was sloppy. I was a sloppy individual, straight up. And I had to learn, and I had to really embrace, this is who I am. I'm Strawberry Perez. I'm out here to prove a point to myself, to my kids. My kids think this is a hobby. You're 55, Mom. What are you doing? You're trying to rap. You're looking like Grace Jones on freaking social media. You're doing this and that. But I got to show them that I got to help them to embrace them. So if they see that their mother is out here, hey, I was a little messy. I know who I am today. watch the kid. You know what I'm saying? So when they come to me and talk about Cardi B, I'll go right in that room and write a rhyme for an hour and come out with a song. And they'd be like, wait a minute, Ma, you did that? So it's like, I'm there to prove to them that your mom's is the best. And I'm gonna make sure that everybody around me is gonna embrace that and feel that. And anybody that's learning from me is gonna embrace who they are, and they're gonna take that, leave the ring, come back happy, expound, create, be them, who they really, really supposed to be. So this book is just all that. I mean, for me to even be here on this phone with all of y'all, Ice, and this is like a dream come true with this book. And Amira, I love you, man. That's all I could tell you, yo. If I'm in your space, I know I'm going in the right direction. I love you. I really appreciate you, no doubt. 110. That's all I gotta say. And Eric, I love you. Thanks for even talking about that, because that's very important. We have to, man, it first starts with us. You know what I'm saying? So now that we know who we are, now we can go ahead out there and be divine. That was it.
Absolutely. And in the chapter, in the chapter, you actually mentioned when you hit those skates, you become a goddess.
God. Yeah, definitely. Yep. Yeah, it changes me. Yep. That's it. It changes me. When Bill Butler's technique, if anybody knows his technique, is not female friendly. You know what I'm saying? I was teased, I was marked, I was all of that, and I didn't understand. I used to cry. I promise you, I used to cry. I used to call me baby skin and all that. I used to cry because I was like, there was gotta be a reason. I know I'm learning this for a reason, man. I know it. And everybody's like, Strawberry, you skating so whack. And what happened to little 360s used to do the little moves? And he's so fly. He said, Bill Butler said, you gotta be like Cashmere. You gotta be smooth, baby. Ain't nobody grooming you, baby. That's what he used to say, yo. You gotta be grooming niggas, baby. So I just came up with my way of calling this skate finesse. So now you finesse it. You ain't touching nobody. You smooth. Your footwork is impeccable. You look fly. If you a female, you look fly. If you a dude, you know what I'm saying? And you a god. You walking up in there. You confident. You know who you are. You finally know who you are. You making moves. So when the universe is lined you up, you ready. You know what I mean? So you're supposed to enter and just be like, here I am. I'm taking all newcomers, babies. I'm shaking hands, hugging everyone. What's up? You know what I'm saying?
That is. I love it. Speaking of freedom on skates, man, this next guy, the King of Soul, told him, he said, said, do it until you don't love it no more. Do it until you don't love it no more, because you look free doing what you do. And so he's been around for a while. We're going, for all the youngsters, y'all might not know this show, but one of his dreams was, I want to be on a show with Wolfman Jack. All the people my age and above should know who Wolfman Jack is. Had this real raspy voice talking like this, and he did the thing where he would introduce people and he'd say, hey, what's your talent now? And this man made it to the Gong Show, Rockin' Richard Houston.
Oh my God. You just don't know how glad I am to finally have this thing going. This is a dream come true, okay? All this, man, it's finally starting to pay off. I thank God that you guys have finally got technology, you've got the talent, and everything is finally coming together to a head, okay? When I wrote this book, The Motown Sound on Wheels, I had to express what we do, and I had to express it before I forgot it, okay? March 2nd, I'll be 70 years old. I'm 19 when I'm on my wheels, okay? We have been skating, oh my God, back to my hero, Bill Butler, back at the Arcadia in Detroit, Michigan, okay? Bill Butler left just before I got there. But I heard all the words about him and everything. So, okay, I got to learn how to roller skate. All right. I go to the rink, 8 years old. My neighbor took me to the rink. Johnny Cato, never forget him as long as I live. Started putting me on a pair of skates. Right away, I'm 10 feet tall. I'm much higher now. I get out there, pull me over to the rail, and I noticed that people was out there roller skating. I'm like, wow, this is something I have got to do. So he took me to the training section where it's a small rink where you can go round and round and round. I must have went around that about 1 million times before I said, okay, it's time to hit that floor. When our foot hit that floor, everything else was gone. I went skating 14 times a week. I never looked back. I watched everyone how they skate. I wanted to learn how they did. I learned this technique, that technique. I had to watch who I asked because I live in Detroit, okay? In between the Brewster projects, Jeffrey projects, they both all merged on Arcadia. So now not only do I have to watch myself, but I gotta learn how to skate. So the best way to do it is to be friends with all the gangs in both the projects. All that worked out. Come to find out, we started doing contests. It's called beatbops, things like that. The best skaters, male, female, things like that. Got to be very good at it. Got to win a few trophies. Okay, now it's time to go skating outside the Arcadia. We went to Northland roller skating rink. We went to Pontiac. We have quite a few rinks that we went to here. That was the beauty of being here in Motown, the fact that we have a lot of rinks, central area, and we can go to different rinks at every night. And with the Motown music, that's what really started the whole thing off. When you get that beat and it just changes you. You just become a whole totally different person when you get on that floor. And a skater would know exactly what I'm talking about, especially when you read this first book. The second book in this chapter here, oh my God, The Evolution of Roller Skating. I had to just tell it the way it is, about the parties and everything, 30 and over and all of that. We're in a new generation of skating now, so there's an etiquette that you have to follow if you want to be a part of this scene that we're in that's going to take us to the moon and back and beyond. We are doing skating more now and traveling. We're skating on cruise ships. We're skating on, where we at? We were 31 floors up last year. 31 floors. Now I'm in heaven. I'm already up there. Ice, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Henry, you know too, we all went around that circle like it was nothing. Right. And dressed in formal wear, okay?
Absolutely.
This is where skating is taking us now, to the point where if we dream it, we can accomplish it, okay? It's all about the mind. We are millions of roller skaters around the world, and we're all different, but we all love the same thing, okay? My girl Cynthia here in Detroit, she's the godmother of roller skating. We both got our trophy at the same time. I got a Godfather trophy. Boy, did I feel like Bill Butler then. But it was just the fact that, you know, we're being accepted. Our style is being accepted. Everyone loves it. It's going further and further around the world. And to get to this point now where we have an evolution of roller skating is just something that, you know, is bound to happen, because we've been doing it too long. We're getting too good at it. And it's that time for it to finally hit the scene even more than what it has been now, you know? Because when I did the Gong Show, I got on a Greyhound bus. No, first I made a call to NBC Studios, knowing this wasn't gonna happen nowhere in the world. They gave me an audition date. I got on Greyhound bus. Took me 3 days to get there. When I finally got there, not only did I smell bad, I was looking for a skating rink. I was ready to go skating. But the love of roller skating, I had about 20 skaters there that moved from Detroit that were there. They greeted me on that bus. They took me, they took me to different place every day. I stayed at someone's home every day after I made my audition, because I had to wait 2 weeks before the show was taped. So a skater took me into their home every night until it was my audition date at NBC Studios. How could I not win after all of that? I got on the show. It took one person in front of me had 29. So I had to do 30 in order to win the show. So I said, all right, feet, don't fail me now. Lo and behold, I wound up winning the show. And the beauty of it, I got 3 months later to call me back and said, Richard, we need you to come back to be a guest appearance on the show. So that was even more beautiful. The fact that I was able to express my talents, you know, on a national level again, you know, around the world. So this skating thing that we're doing now, we have to do it. We have to keep planting seeds. We have to make sure that our young skaters understand what's going on. They have to understand that if you come into a rink, we got parties all over. Soul Skate is getting bigger and bigger and better. Now we're having live entertainment, things of that nature. So it's constantly changing, and it's all for the better. And Amira, and I just don't know how to thank you for putting this project together, you know, because it takes all of us, okay, for this love of roller skating, for us to project it out there in order for folks to really understand what we're doing. Because if they don't understand what we're doing, they just need to roll out the way because we're coming through. This is going to happen, it's meant to happen, and I don't see anything that's going to change it. It's such a strong force right now. You know, when we had the movement, I know Corona was a bad thing, but it brought us together so much stronger, all right? We've been down a year, more than a year on our roller skating, trying to find different ways to roller skate now. A friend of mine named Richard Manning up in Flint, he turned his garage into a skating rink. We call it underground roller skating, Rich City, okay? We are finding so many different ways to roller skate because of the love of it. You know, we're pushing out the basketball players off the doggone courts, and we're taking over and we're skating on the doggone tracks now. Any place where we find us a smooth surface, we're going to do some roller skating. We did a video up in Flint, right out in the street, and your buses and everything just coming down. I mean, this love we have for roller skating is just something that's going to continue, and it's just going to blow up like an atom bomb. And the only person that's going to really enjoy it is all of us skaters. So whatever you guys are doing, if you don't roller skate, get a pair, because you're going to wish you had have learned it long time ago. And for you new people, learn it. Get with the teachers. We have teachers in every city, every state, every rink. So there's no reason why you can't learn this art of roller skating, because it's in so many forms now. Just keep doing what we're doing. Let's keep it nice and clean. That's the main thing. But the styles that we're doing now, we have to have styles in every city, because if we were all doing the same thing, it would be so boring. I love getting on one of our buses with 56 people going to Chicago to one of the rinks down there and going to a 30 and over session. We can't wait to get in there. I mean, it's just the music. When we come to a rink now, it's more than just skating. You come into a rink, you might have, I know I'm taking a while, but I'll get to it in a minute. But we can talk about skating forever. So I know there's other people that's got to get into this, but I'll get it and get it out, and you can read the book and really hear the rest of it. We go to skating, they come in with a suitcase. You might put on a pair of dancing shoes, the ballroom in a corner. You might come in with a pool stick to play some pool over in the corner. You chess, ping pong. The list goes on and on as far as things that we're doing in roller skating now. Live entertainment, okay? This just starting. So we've been caught up for a whole year, but next year, beginning of, I would say after June, the parties are going to start coming back, and we're going to blow up like never before. So all I can say is, watch out, world. We're rolling over you if you don't follow where we're going. Thanks a lot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, I'm loving it. Like I said, so much history, so much tradition, so much culture. This next young man is definitely a JB skater at heart. actually titled is his chapter, JB to IR. And I'm not familiar with the IR because this was the first time hearing a little bit more about it. So you can turn your camera on, D-Breez, and go ahead and grace us with your presence.
Let me see. I'm trying to see if this camera starts up. I'm at work, y'all, so I'm trying to be off the camera.
Okay.
Okay, I see it's up now. So yeah, I'm not to show too much. I'm back up against this wall here.
Yeah.
Nobody will feel where I'm at. Like you said, the title of that chapter is Mr. JB to Mr. IR, the transition, evolution of my own. Something that me and Ice talked actually yesterday for about almost 2 hours last night. Just recapping. It's not too much for me to say because for one, when I joined in, Brother Eric was the anointed one today. He said everything that I would have said. And man, let me see. Well, like I said, the chapter, Mr. JB to Mr. IR, just a little touch on, me coming up as a JB skater back before we even knew what it was. It didn't have a name. It was just skating. And then my transition from everything that I grew with in skating. And then when I stepped on the other side of the table and joined Vanessa and Joy and Detroit Connection Now and Skills on Wheels, the parties and the people, Joy and John, the people that actually started this for us, that transition from the skater and everything you focus on as a skater into being one of these event coordinators. And it's actually not something that I was trying to do, it just happened. So I accepted it. Most people know the story. I was not trying to really get into the national parties. I just wanted to throw one. And then I was going to say, all right, I retire, I'm out. I'll see y'all when I see y'all. And it just turned into something greater. And then here we are 10, 11 years later, and it's still around. But I did want to, kind of lost my train of thought. I did want to touch on something. Let me throw this at everybody. COVID has been a terrible thing for the national parties. It has just about destroyed the national party scene. But it has been a beautiful thing for roller skating, the art, and the culture. Because social media has put roller skating so far out there because we couldn't go out. It's done an amazing thing. Following up the documentary, whether you like it or not, going to the Emmys and the Oscars and all that, it put roller skating in so many people's eyes. And then what social media has done has just been amazing. And now everybody having to go out to the basketball courts and stuff like that, like Richard talked about. It actually just took us back to the beginning when we didn't have the rinks or when we couldn't be in the rinks.
There you go.
It took us back to where it all started. And that's the beautiful thing about these stories is the history that we cover. If you don't know your history, you're bound to repeat the same mistakes. Or in this case, COVID thought it knocked us down. Well, we just showed COVID, hey, this is where we came from anyway. There's no stopping this. There's no stopping it. And now with social media and virtual parties and all this stuff, it's crazy. It's technology, what we've been able to do. And it's just a beautiful thing. I'm just elated to be in the project myself. I heard Paul earlier talking about these heavyweights in the project. Look, I told Ice last night, when Amira asked me, sure, I do it. I do it just for the community, for the culture. Nothing major. But once I saw who all was a part of this, I really then felt like I am so glad I was one of the people who she asked and I said yes, versus one of the people who she may have asked and they never got back to. I am so glad that I did it, to see my brothers, Ice, Leo, something else that we're a part of together. And then to see people after me, like I said, from my own city, Nizm and Myesha, from other states, just to see that we could all come together on one project. I know everybody's story does not get told when we talk about the movies, TV, videos. It takes too much time. They can never get everybody's story. But in these books and these chapters, you can put a million stories together. People can read whatever they can read when they get to it, and your story can be told. I'm just happy to be a part of it. And I don't feel like I'm anybody special on the project. I'm just happy to be involved. I'm just happy Amira said, yo, Breeze, hey, you want to do this? And I'm just happy I just said, hey, sure. Because otherwise I could have been one of those people that's going to look at this and say, why my story not in there? Nobody asked me. Y'all know it's going to happen.
Hey,
So,
you know it.
Listen, there always has to be but there always has to be the originators, and then everybody else falls in line.
There you go.
Yeah.
Like I said, just happy. Richard, I mean, you see Richard on the project. It's so many people. I mean, you know, I'm going back to 8 wheels right now. You know, yeah, I'm going back. It's the last time that I've seen me and E go back to 8 wheels when we first met, and we had such an exchange. We had a light skin connection, and we just was like best buddies after that. And then he disappeared on me for a couple of years. Now he's back.
Yeah, light skin connection.
Yeah, it was light skin connection, man. You know, like
on behalf of myself and all the dark skinned brothers on this group, hey, walk light now.
No, I'm just saying, for me, put it like this: it was a light skinned bald head man connection thing. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
there we go. There we go. There we go. They said, God only made so many perfect heads. The rest he covered with hair. So
we all one thing. But no,
King show up too. Like, wait, don't forget me.
Well, just remember, you know, light skin, we never discriminate. We never do. It's all good with us. But it's just beautiful. Like I'm really happy that once again something came my way and I had enough thought process to imagine the possibilities, to have the value for it, and to do it. Because Amira did something amazing. Like I said, I couldn't pick a story, and I just asked if I could get some of that interview and I can expand on that, and she did that. And you know, and that was beautiful. Most people probably would have been like, man, if you can't write it, get you. But
skate skinned brothers.
But no, I'm happy. That's about enough for me. Like I said, Eric said everything that I would have. You know, I know I miss people. I'm at the job. My supervisor just came in. He probably helped. Probably don't know what I'm doing, but it's okay.
Turn the camera off. Yeah. Now, listen, we definitely don't want you. We don't want you.
Oh, I'm good. Don't worry about it. I'm good. Like Eric said, this one of them pension jobs. They ain't moving me no time soon. And when I leave this paycheck till I die too, I'm right there with you, E.
Hello.
There we go. I can actually see a full-fledged. I know that there's other documentaries in the skate world, but I can definitely see a documentary with all the, like I said, I'm blown away by all the history, by the talent, by the wow, the culture, right? We're gonna go to 2 more people, and then we're gonna set it out.
Let me say this before Ice
can't say nothing light skin though.
No. Let me say this before Ice gets on. Ice he gonna cry about this. I told him this yesterday. I want y'all to know. Ice was probably my greatest friendship brotherhood acquisition in this national travel thing. The conversations that me and that brother had changed me from being a skater, focused on my skating and what I came out nationally to do, to realizing what I really could do. Ice was one of the first people that started explaining the impact to me. I didn't know I had an impact at the time. He told me I was making an impact. And it's vice versa, because when I first saw him, the very first time I saw him in Ellesmere, I instantly, this was when he was with the Wizards. He already know him, Linda Morris, all them. And I saw Ice and I instantly recognized that brother's greatness. And that's why we became the best of friends, and Leo as well. But me and Ice have had so many conversations that have steered my focus in other directions. And likewise, me trying to steer his focus in other directions. And sometimes you can't be great by yourself. You need people to help steer you. And me and Ice have been able to help each other. When I'm a little off track, he can put me back on track. When he's a little off track, I can put him back on track. And that's what we kind of do for each other. And Leo as well. I can talk to Leo sometimes and I can, hey, hi, I'm slipping. Let me get back and focus. Reggie Gunn, another one. When we come together, it's a whole nother thing. But I wanted to say that because me and Ice talked about that. And I told him I always forget to mention them. All right, I'm gonna shut up now. Y'all have it.
Back to work.
Hey, y'all are showing the true definition of a brotherhood, of community, of family.
That's right.
Just through this conversation, you can hear that not only are y'all in the local rinks, but y'all are traveling and going to different events this weekend. If it wasn't for the weather, this car would have everybody pretty much in one spot.
That's oh my God.
Yeah. Houston, Texas in general got something that we never get. And I can say never with the exclamation point. And we saw it for the first time in a while. So due to the what we're gonna call it, the winter storm of 2021, 2020's big brother. The event took a little bit of a different turn. But I want to bring this back to two people. We're gonna go back to Miss Amira. Before I go back to Miss Amira, the queen, I just want to say it this way. For everybody that's out there, when y'all started this project, y'all had stories. Now y'all have an interactive, there's an ebook out there, but there's also an interactive paperback as well as hardcover. The book itself it hit Amazon #1 in over 7 categories. Over 7 categories. For most people, the limit is about 3. Y'all hit it in at least 7. So if you don't know that there's a historic moment that's happening right now, then just for everybody else, take notice, take heed, because Skate World is coming. And the audio book will be out later this year as well. So, for everybody that, I think Tony, no, it wasn't Tony, it was Paul said it. Paul said, I don't really read many books, but I'm gonna read this one. So everybody go ahead and jump in that Paul line and make sure you grab the ebook. If funds is low for now, get that physical copy if you want to see the pictures, and get that hardback cover if you want to hold on to those memories for a lifetime. So you have all forms of the book coming. But I'm going to bring it back to the person who had the idea. I want to say, what was it, in November, December, we had the conversation. You said, I got to get this done. I said, okay, let's go. I did not realize, if y'all have never dealt with a mirror one-on-one for a project, let me tell you something. she is very meticulous and detailed about what she loves.
Mhm.
So I'll just say she gave me the insight and made sure this project was done to perfection. So Miss Amira Palmer.
I'm just very passionate, and I just wanted to make sure that I represented all of you who are gracious enough to tell us your stories and share very intimately your stories and your life and your journey. And I just wanted to make sure that I represented you the best way possible. And Sugar Ray will tell you, there's plenty of times we pick a picture. I didn't like the picture. That don't look good. We need to change the picture. We went through a process because I wanted to honor you all as you honored me by being a part of this project. And I just want to say thank you for trusting me, for sharing, for being, because as D-Breez said, there are some people I may have approached and it wasn't the right time for them. And it's okay, because we're not going anywhere. So maybe at another time, it'll be a good time for you. And then at that point, we can revisit that. But for now, this is what we have, and this is what we're going with. So we will continue to tell the stories for those who want to share, who want to be a part of something great, because we are going to be great. I woke up this morning, I put on my boss earrings, y'all. I'm always a boss, but today I'm a super boss.
Go ahead.
And so I just want to say thank you for all those that are in this volume, that are in the volumes to come, because we have people we've already identified. For those who are interested in being in a volume, you can reach out to me. I'm here always. And again, thank you so much. And I honor you. I cherish you just for trusting and giving your stories. So I'll let Ice close it out, because I know my brother gonna give y'all the truth, because he always does. So Ice, come on with it.
Ice, you gotta give us a little bit more than the top of that hat, though, man.
Ew.
Yeah,
Man, I don't know what's going on.
He trying to cover them eyes. That's what he's doing.
Bring that late night. Now bring the camera down just a little bit.
Breeze you something, man. First, I like to give glory to God before I even utter another word. I got to get permission from Richard to speak for my elder. I have permission to speak?
Yes, you do, sir.
Thank you.
Bring your camera down.
I don't know what's going on, man. I really don't.
1 inch. What happened?
He went on mute.
Oh God. I was trying to get him to stand up at least inch.
Waiting on you, Ice. You still on mute. We can't hear you.
Ice, you acting like a senior citizen out here, man. Come on now.
All we see is the glasses. I can't fix this thing. I don't know what's going on.
It's all good.
I can't really add too much.
Put your skates on.
You know, Breeze, man. The many conversations. You know, I'll just start with styles. You know, I don't really have a style. Back when I started, it was a little cafeteria rink back in Philadelphia. I branched out to different rinks, you know, around the city, and I seen the original Wizards. You know, they came in the rink, and they shut the place down, man. I was standing there. I'm like, yo, what are these dudes doing? I mean, they were synchronized, flipping, breaking, and I was already like tap dancing, and you know, it's called hoofing and stepping back then. So we were, you know, going to clubs and dancing. I was dancing with a little group. So I like, let me try and transition this stuff. You know, I was trying stuff on skates. And, you know, over the years, I met Lisa through another skate group. And went to a talent show and came in there with this this European woman with an all black situation. And I got people looking at me like, what's wrong with this dude? You know, and then after it was over, everybody was like, whoa, yo, you man, that's that and the other, you know. We kind of wowed them. So, you know, after that, I started getting a lot of phone calls, you know, and then we got a newspaper article. And I'm like, I got to do something with this because I'm getting too many phone calls. So knowing different people, you know, different skaters around the city, I said, let me try and pick some of the best. I just asked guys, they joined, you know. So it was me and Lisa, we was high energy. And then, you know, two of the original Wizards, they was like, okay, well, we down. So after doing a number of shows with those two different names, we decided just to blend it together. After that, man, things just took off for us. This morning I woke up and I found out one of the radio pioneers from the city had passed, and he was instrumental in getting us out there. You know, he owned a radio station. He owned an event called Unity Day. And if you ever been to Philadelphia, it's like the Parkway, and it's like it's almost.
I'm sorry, but I can only see half of your face.
It's my camera. I don't know what's going on. It's the camera.
Tilt the camera down a little bit.
I'm tilting it. It's not going anywhere. See?
All right, so put some phone books under your butt.
Come on, Ice.
I need to see that. I need to see that ice. That
Hey,
face.
when you become that old, technology don't work for you. You just gotta go with it.
You know what, man? I'm gonna get a glass of milk. I'm gonna get a glass of milk and take a nap. I'm not just messing with y'all. But
oh shit.
You know, over those years, that man was instrumental. His name is Cody Anderson, and he was instrumental in getting, you know, us out there. Over those years, just traveling, seeing Rich at Venice Beach, you know, seeing Eric and Henry and Rockin Richard and you know, just me combining some of these styles. Reggie Gunn was instrumental in helping me learn how to slide. You know, I owe him a lot. They all owe a lot to Detroit because they made me change my style from doing power moves and flips to learning balance on little wheels and things of that nature. And if you're familiar with Detroit skating, they use real slick wheels, real slick wheels. And Richard could attest to this. And basically, I had to adjust my style in a 6-month period. I kept going to Detroit just to learn this. So then just adding style, putting on tucks and things of that nature. And I'm still skating with the Wizards. We still doing shows, movies, all kinds of stuff. We just doing a lot of stuff, you know, 4 and 5 shows a day, and from Philadelphia to New York, you know, and Special Olympics. It's one of my greatest achievements is just teaching an artistic person how to skate. You talk about giving back and as far as, you know, quote unquote, at-risk youth. I've been working with at-risk youth for like about 20 years. So I have a number of students that's probably watching this right now that is probably going to be inspired by this right now. Just meeting a lot of people across the country. And as Breeze said, you know, and me and America can attest to this, we made a lot of calls and asked for a lot of people. So if you're saying that, oh, when how I'm gonna be in the book, I wanted to be in the book, why they get picked in, this, that, and the other. Listen, I'm telling you now, we reached high and low. Amira, I mean, you think, Sugar Ray, you think she been in your ear. Bro, my phone rings all the time, all the time. I mean, we just exchanging ideas. Even with Rich this morning, I'm like, all right, I gotta get Rich's number because I got too many ideas floating in my head right now. And then, you know, with the Smithsonian thing, I had already talked to Amir about that.
Just let you guys know how serious I am.
Rich just took it to the stratosphere with me. You know
That's how serious I am. I'm skating and talking to you guys at the same time. See that? That's how serious we are about this game right here. Go ahead, Philly. Go ahead, Ice.
All right, thank you. So he just took it through this to the stratosphere for me. So it's a lot I can add and take away from each and every person on this, and each and every person yesterday, and each and every person across this country. You know, I have learned from. I sat and watched and learned and talked to, and it's not just seeing you. I've had conversations with almost everybody on here, except for Tony. You know, I've seen Tony. You know, got tremendous respect for what he does. Rich, like I told him, you know, coming out Venice Beach in like 79 or 80 and just seeing them just blew me away. So I don't know much more to add as far as the adversity, you know, in skating. And I told Breeze this last night, and I told Clyde, and you know, something I wanted to put in the book, but I don't. Coming out the very skating ring, but I was learning things. Famous rapper's dad, I was coming out the skating ring with. And when I came out the rink, the door must have hit the guy. The guy came around the corner and put a gun to my head. Yo, you ain't see me coming out the ring, you let the door hit me. So this famous rapper's dad went like this here, yo, man, it's cool. So, you know, a lot of things have happened, you know, in skating with me. One of the original members, you know, I was at one of the memorial skates for our partner Morris last week. One of the original skaters was like, because I wasn't always on this side, I wasn't always this guy. So I'm in the rink, you know, I'm a fighter too. So my cousin like, yo, man, this guy, cuz he doing this, that, and the other. And I'm like, well, where he at? So he points him out to me, and Breeze noticed, mostly everybody noticed about me. I go skating, I got like 4 or 5 sets of clothes because I'm sweating out everything. So he points the guy out. I climbs up on the wall of the skating ring. I'm tiptoeing. I kicks this guy in the head. You know, shorty like bringing this up. I'm like, yo, what? So I wasn't always on this side of things. A lot of things have changed me over the years, watching and observing, and then this being pulled into the entertainment part of it. And hopefully we get Master J on here because he was influenced to me because he showed me the business part of it. And that was phenomenal. I mean, to the point where me and him almost got in a fight in the rink when I was in his group. So it's a lot of a tremendous amount of stories. I love this art to heart. I don't say that. I love it to heart. Where I'm able to share with Breeze, I'm able to share it with Henry. I'm able to share because if you don't share this and you keep it to yourself, that's where it's going to die. It's going to completely die. And if you don't acknowledge other people within this art form, you know, you become a egotistical person. I mean, and we got this. We got that in this community, you know, and I hope this overshadows that negative image of it because it's there and we have to talk about it, even though we don't need to expound on it in this form. But, you know, it's an elephant in the room. It's really an elephant in the room. As although we are enjoying a lot of this stuff and we're making strides for things, it's the elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about. This particular project, not in particular, but this coming together was spoken about 10 to 15 years ago with me, Breeze, and Reggie Gunn. We just stood in Atlanta. I'm like, man, it would be good to have this, would be good to have this guy. And before this meeting was over, I got pictures to back it up. One thing about me, and I told Amir, anything that I say on here, anything that I claim, I got big receipts, huge receipts. You know what I mean? Include is like, if you could see the back of my wall, I got serious receipts. So I'm not just talking, and it's not being bragging or anything like that there, because I told Breeze, there's a lot of things I don't even talk about. I really don't even talk about. One thing that did happen to me when I was in Florida with Nizm, if you look at that video, in the background is a jazz artist, Paul Taylor. I'm sitting around, he comes, his manager, one of his spokesmen come up, like, listen, man, I like you go on tour with me. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, what? So, you know, things like that happen. And as far as the book and people being in it, you know, one thing I used to always tell my group, and I tell people, when you get that call, you better be ready. You have to be ready. They're not asking for excuses. They will move to the next person. And for this project, when we asked you and you ain't had time, we keep it moving. So sorry, don't get mad or anything like that there. And some of us are not the best skaters in the world. We're not the best skaters in the world. I'm not the best skater in the world at all. But when the call comes, you gotta be ready. You have to be ready, because if you ain't ready, I'll see you later. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna go, well, Ice, you ain't ready. I'm gonna go over here and get Rockin' Richard. I'm gonna go over here and get Breeze. I'm gonna call Tony. I'm gonna call King. I'm gonna call Strawberry. Well, Rich gonna be ready. I ain't even worried about that. Rich was, you know, Rich is born ready. And I mean, Rich has probably got skates on his feet that we don't even know about. And you know, so it's a lot of people coming into this. I embrace the youth. They got a lot of energy, so much energy, man. And they're doing things. You think you're seeing stuff right now, Sugar Ray? It is young men right out here now that I'm like, I'm cringing from body parts just looking at what they're doing. I mean, Breeze can attest to this. I'm like, oh man, this. Yeah, hey Breeze, remember we was in Atlanta and we seen Brandon and he came around the corner and just did a spread eagle split in midair and landed, and like it was nothing. So
New age.
This thing and the youth are going to really take over this thing, and the people that's on here now that are 30 plus, we have to learn how to guide them. We have to learn how to guide them, and we have to be open. We have to be open. We know they got attitudes and they got all this stuff going on. We have to be open. We have to listen. We have to give them an ear. And for the people that's
say that again, Ice.
We got to be open. They got attitudes, they got energy, they got all this stuff. So
just like we had.
We got to try and bottle it. You know, try and bottle it and just like, no, it's coming, be patient, this, that, and the other. They don't want to hear that. But when you give them this history, they read it, they see it. And then over time, they begin to understand it and what the process is. It's a difference between skating, showing off, and performing.
Hello.
Performing takes a lot. You got to remember sequence, you got to remember music, you got to see where breaks is, you got to see where the energy is to give it to the people and lay it on the floor. And a lot of people don't understand that aspect of it. They really don't. But like getting back to the youth is like one thing I would like to see, I would really like to see, and I already spoke to Breeze about this years ago, is that we got so much talent. And so we can get this talent together and put these guys together and just take this thing on tour, not over here, take it overseas. We get more respect overseas than we ever get here. And the minute we go over there and they see what's going on, oh, y'all got to pay us now. But we ain't, you know, like Jay say, if you paying, I'm skating. You paying, I'm skating. So, you know, with that, I mean, I love all you guys, and I'm not just saying that. I'm that's from the bottom of my heart, because this thing is elevating to heights that I've been looking for in 10 and 15 years. Sugar Ray, man, I can't thank you enough for, you know, your vision. Amira, you just made the vision coming to fruition. I'm glad to be a part of this project. I'm gonna say it again for the people in the back and the people around the corner and the people on the other side that didn't hear it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it raw and to the point. If you listening to this and we made the call and you wasn't ready, we kept it moving.
Keep it moving.
We kept it moving. So sorry, you can have all your little conversations like you do, because I know you do. Breeze, you know me, bro. You know me. You know me, man. Conversations, hey, little critics. You know, we got our own critic anyway, you know. So just remember, you know, calls was made, emails was made, text messages was sent, and hey, I'm saying this, cigarette. I'm wishing I was in the second book, because the second book gonna be a monster. I'm not gonna give out no name, but it's gonna be a monster, man. Thank you guys. I love you all. I didn't mean to take up this much time. I love this thing from the heart. 58 years, 30 plus years performing.
Wow.
At different venues. even for 1 year, it's a Doomsday Festival they have here every year, every June. Ms. Lourdes Fernandez, God rest her soul, her daughter's taking over now, had brought in a king from Africa and had us perform for him. So I've been kings, presidents, TVs, movies, not skating all the time, just being in the union and looking at something. I said, oh, they need an extra. Okay, I'll see if I can be in there. Creed, they made around the corner from my house. So there's not much more I can say. Eric said a mouthful, Breeze said, everybody said a mouthful. So I hope some people have learned some things. I hope I didn't get too many people upset, you know what I mean, by some of my words. But the thing about it is this here is an old saying, truth is the truth. And that's it. I can't say anymore. You know,
yeah, I was gonna say they probably would have been mad either way. So
either way,
hey, it is what it is. And with this project, many things are gonna come from this. And I just hope everybody is ready. I told Amira, you know, I gave her the good, the bad, the ugly, the ups and downs. But one thing I was consistent about, stay ready. You don't have to get ready when you stay ready.
That's right.
So on that, you know, like I said, I love you guys. I love the art, and anything I could do to propel it, I'm here. You know, I told Breeze last night, I said, man, you know, I got off social media. I'm trying to get away. Like, you can't, man. You can't. You can't as much as you want. You can't. You know, Amira's told me the same thing, and it's like, I'm like, all right, man, I'm gonna sit down. Nah, man, you can't do that. So I guess I'm here until the wheels fall off, as they say.
That's right.
All right.
Listen, y'all, this has been a pleasure. This has been a lot of history, a lot of culture. You can feel the love of the community on the call. I put it in the Facebook chat. If you all are two things. One, if you're just looking to grab the e-copy and you're like, you know what, funds is tight right now, you want to do that today, because that price is going up before the end of the day. We're actually changing the price of the book. Right now, it's still at only 99 cents. For those of y'all who are like, you know what, my funds been hitting a whole lot different, but I really want to read this book. When I say a whole lot different, trust me, we done all been on that ramen noodle diet once or twice before. So we actually have a few free e-copies. If you want a copy, go ahead and just comment book in the chat, and we'll get that copy to you. The paperback book is available. We ask that you purchase it directly from Amira's website. Not that we're against Amazon, but we want these authors to get paid their money in their time, right? We don't want Amazon going in their pocket for 35 to 70%. We want them getting 100% and then deciding how they want to do it otherwise. Now, the website to get that book is www.skatersconnect.com, and that's SK8. It's the number 8 RZ Connect, KONNECT.com. SK8RZKONNECT.com. The hardback cover is also available. And Paul is saying free book. No, the book that's for the people who watch it on Facebook. and one thing that I do, I was one of the books, one of the skaters that's in the book is actually a CPA. He has a foundation and he gives out scholarships every year. I don't give out scholarships every year just yet. We getting there. Got to get those chips a little bit higher right now. The way that my bank account works, you gotta take the credit card, you gotta scratch it on your leg, and then put it in the chip machine. The chip machine is gonna say chip error, and then it's gonna send it back twice, and then you gotta swipe it. So right now we ain't giving out scholarships, but every week we do give out the $25 cash app giveaway. So if you are watching, and it's not in the watch party, I can't see what's going on in the watch party. But if you are actually watching the video, if you have not won in the past few weeks, comment cash. First person that comments cash, I give you out 30 seconds. You get a free $25 cash app giveaway. No strings attached. Anything
Hey,
else?
Ray. Could you repeat that statement concerning the book and a mirror, so we can clear up everything for the naysayers? And I just forgot one thing. Breeze told me to mention these rollerblades I used to perform, man. I forgot all about it. He reminded me last night, and I told him I had to tape. He like, yo, man, you was killing them rollerblades. And I actually stole that from my boy Irv up here. You know, I gotta give Irv a shout out. That's my man. I actually stole that concept from him, and he was like, man, look at this dude. He's on rollerblades. Then he went and switched and put on quads. So this had to slide that in. I've just seen that in the comment box. But just repeat that stuff, you know, right, concerning the mirror and the book. So these people don't leave here with a misconception that's listening.
All right.
All right. I appreciate it.
So I guess what you're saying for the naysayers, this book, actually, while we were on the call, I looked up the stats again. Y'all are actually number 1 in 8 different categories on Amazon. So 8-time number 1 best-selling authors. Everybody on this call who wrote a chapter, you all are now number 1 best-selling authors. And humble brag, y'all bring the number up of what we've worked with to 82 number 1 best-selling authors in the past since August. 82 number 1 best-selling authors. But for those people who are interested in getting the paperback or the physical copy of the book, I'm gonna say it, and then Miss Amira is gonna go back later and put the website in the comments. The website for the book is www.skatersconnect. That's SK8RZ Connect, KONNECT.com. Skaters Connect, SK8RZKONNECT.com. And with that being said, love y'all, and we will see you next week.
All right. Take care, everyone.
All right, everyone. Be
all
well.
Right. Y'all can
take care.
Stay on real quick.
No, it now. Again.
Take care. We are going to do the training for y'all, as far as sales training, and open up some different avenues for y'all. I need to get a quick break. Do y'all want to reconvene at 7 my time, which is 7 o'clock Houston time, 8 o'clock New York time, 5 o'clock Cali time. Y'all open to it? I'll send Mirror the link.
Yeah, I have to stop skating. Y'all know where I'm at. I'm on the concrete right now.
Hey, listen, if I was out there, I would be on the concrete.
Literally,
I'm ow.
All 6'7" of you.
Yeah.
Laid out.
I'm going back to driving. I gotta go back to driving, you guys.
All right.
Limos don't stop. Limos don't stop. Gotta go back to driving.
That's right.
There you go.
I'm driving 8-wheel.
I will send y'all the link for 7 o'clock and see y'all in a few.
All right.
Peace.
Now.
Peace,
All right.
everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Great.